What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I got a very special guest over here. Ladies and gentlemen, XChaseMoney. Introduce yourself, bro.
Now, special. I hate when people do that because I'm like, you know what I mean? I told you I'm a regular dude. So whenever I went on this one podcast and he had like a whole resume, and I said, oh my God. Like, but so I'm just, you know, I've been on YouTube for a while. I got 2 channels. I do walkthroughs on one channel. The other channel, I do a whole bunch of like highly edited stuff.
That's
so, man,
That's
you know, simple stuff. You know what I mean? Nothing special.
You know what's crazy? I didn't start watching you until like maybe around late 2016, early 2017, because I remember you heard the game Urban Reign, right?
Of course. Oh, well, unfortunately.
But anyway, so I managed to purchase a copy of Urban Reign, and there was one part that I was stuck on. I was like, you know what? I'm looking up on YouTube. I think you probably know what part it was. It was when I was going up against Gollum and Napalm 99.
The two big dudes?
The two, exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I can't seem to get it. So, you know what? I'm gonna look it up on YouTube. And then I came across your video. So I was like, you know what? Let me check this guy real quick. And I was like, wow, he did a whole walkthrough. And then I remember it was one video I was watching. You got pissed off because you were going up against Chris, the guy that does the whole Eddie Gordo shit.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? I like this guy right here. You know what? Subscribe.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But yeah, so how long have you been doing YouTube exactly?
Man. So I started my channel. You could basically say like the very, very beginning. You could just basically say January 2011 is when I had like a video or 2 before that, but I didn't start putting my like voice and face over the videos until like, I don't know, maybe February or March. I really don't remember. It was a long time ago. It was Black Ops 1.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That was the game that I came in with. Black Ops 1, bro.
I remember playing Black Ops 1. I mean, the only thing I was always doing on Black Ops was zombies. That's about it. What's crazy about Black Ops 1, I've never done campaign before.
None of the CODs, or just
that like particular one. The one, it was Black Ops 1. I never did campaign on that. Every other one I did, Call of Duty Vanguard is ass. I'm sorry.
Yo, you ain't, bro, listen. Yo, don't get me started on COD. I will always have a soft spot for that game because that's the game that I played, that I found YouTube in the first place. Because I was trying to learn how to get better at the game on Modern Warfare 2. So then, I ended up making a channel because, you know, I just wanted to kind of show off some of the stuff I was doing and like me and my homies and all of that stuff. But I ain't gonna lie, that game COD sucks. The only thing saving that game is Warzone. And I don't like BRs too much. I don't really play it, but it is well made. I'm not gonna say Warzone sucks. I just don't really play a lot of Battle Royale games. But the COD multiplayer, trash. It's terrible.
Man,
terrible.
I haven't been on Warzone maybe in the last 2 years. Because I remember I bought I think when did Warzone came out?
Well, they had Blackout first. Because I was on Black Ops 4 was the first COD that got Battle Royale, and it was called Blackout. Then when Modern Warfare came out, that's when they did the first the Warzone. And now they're in like year 3, and then they're doing Warzone 2.
But so I started playing Warzone, and at first I was completely ass at it. So then I started messing around with it, and I was like, you know what? I kind of like Warzone a little bit because before Warzone I was playing Fortnite, and Fortnite's ass also. I'm sorry.
I don't really. I mean, like I said, I don't really do too many BRs. Period. It's just, I don't know. It's too much downtime for me. You know what I mean? Like I like to get a bunch of kills, but on there you go. They're like, yo, you got 10 kills. You went crazy. Like we come from COD. We get 60, 70, 80 kills. So you get on, Fortnite, sometimes you get 8 kills. It's a little slow for me. That's all.
I think the last time I ain't gonna lie, the last time I was on Fortnite was during the Travis Scott event. After that, I was like, you know what, that's it. I'm done.
So I did do that. Well, because one of my homies was like, yo, you gotta come over here and see this. I'm like, all right, man, I'll do it. And I thought that was like one of the coolest things I've ever seen in gaming, period. They had
I enjoyed that one.
I thought that was hard. Did you play the no building?
The no building, I thought that was just a complete waste of time. I was like, all right, first of all, I'm like, they did the no building, and then they got all these other type of shit on there. You got the driving the cars. I'm like, you know what? That's it. I'm done. So literally the only time I get on Fortnite is just to either play with randoms, because back then I used to do this thing called, well, I didn't actually put it up on video, but around maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, I go on Fortnite, you know, play with randoms, and I'd be like, hey, you know, if we get a W, I'll give you a whatever skin you want.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm done.
Yeah. That's a good video idea, by the way. Well, we can talk about content creation in a little bit. I got some stuff that you might want to know. Even we can do it off camera too.
No, we can put it up on here. You know, I don't mind. All right. So, where you from actually?
Pittsburgh.
You know what? I've always been to Pennsylvania, but I've never actually been in Pittsburgh. I've always wanted to go there.
I mean, there's not a lot going on here exactly. I mean, people do come here more now, but it's not like a tourist attraction place where there's always out of towners here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, it's fine. It's not, you know, it's kind of the average city. I mean, there's nothing crazy. It's not like when you go to Florida or New York or Texas or anything like that. It's just people usually come here because they have family here. They do have a few things, but nothing that it's like, yo, I have to go to, you know, New Orleans because they have this festival. We don't have nothing like that here for real.
Well, it's crazy. I'm actually from New York.
Okay. Which part?
Upstate New York.
Okay.
You know, I sometimes go down to the city because, you know, I got family there, but, you know, I haven't really been to, you know, Times Square because, you know, certain events happen, you know.
Of course.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, well, before all the, you know, the events happen, I've been to the city numerous amount of times. Well, one time in Brooklyn, because I mean, I'm big into WWE still.
Okay.
Me being 27 years old, still watching WWE, even though it's completely ass right now, but still.
Yeah.
But, I was in New York over in Brooklyn because they had SummerSlam over there. And then I think it was either 2018, 2019, before the whole COVID thing happened, I was over at MetLife Stadium for WrestleMania 35, which was ridiculous, by the way. I mean, you know, got a chance to meet some people, you know, got a chance to meet John Cena and everybody. But other than that, you know, it was ridiculous. You know, I actually enjoyed it. And then that's when wrestling kind of went downhill, you know, with the whole COVID thing. Then, you know, they had the whole virtual, the whatever type of dome that was. I didn't actually like it, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, then after that, you know, I kind of stopped going down to the city. You know, as a matter of fact, I actually wanted to go down there. It was actually a couple weeks ago because I wanted to check out this retro store. But then, you know, like I said, certain events happen, you know, that whole thing that happened on the train. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay away from there for a little bit. So yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy, bro. Did you see the dude though?
Actually, I saw him. I was like saying to myself, like, what the hell is wrong with you? I was like, I get it, you know, they said that he was actually from, you know, the military or whatever, but still, like, you don't need to be going up on no train and setting off bombs and taking out an assault rifle or whatever and just start, you know, doing that.
He had a YouTube channel.
If he would have posted it up, did he post it on YouTube?
He didn't post it on YouTube, but if you go to his YouTube channel, he had a lot of like real nutty rants, you know what I mean, on his channel in general. So you can see a piece of his personality. The videos are probably down now.
I mean,
but on there, that's what I saw. I don't really watch the news too much because it's just I can't like the constant tragic and negative coverage. I can't. I want to hear about all this stuff anyway because my mom will call me or something like that, or I'll see a post online. I'll see what happened as far as like, you know, like just that the title or the header, oh, this happened, but I don't see no videos. I don't watch none of that stuff.
The only time I see anything that happens on the news, like I think the one specific thing that kind of caught my attention. All right, like I'm big into music, and after I heard about that whole tragedy over in Houston with Travis Scott, that was crazy. Like
that was last year, right?
Yeah, that was last year,
2021.
Yeah. And people still trying to figure out. I was like, yo, like what the hell happened? You know, how did, you know? They said it was supposed to be I think it was a capacity of 75,000 people. I was like, you got this little ass, you know, venue with all these people, and everybody was putting blame towards Travis, saying that, oh, it's Travis Scott's fault, you know, he should have ended the concert, and then everybody was blaming, you know, the promoters. Me personally, I point blame towards the crowd because like, come on. I mean, I get it. You want to see Travis and everything, but still, it's like people these days they need to do better. I'm sorry, but
people crazy, man.
Crazy. I mean, and I was actually talking to my girlfriend. I was like, yo, one of these days, we need to go to like, a live event because, I've been trying to, get her to come with me to a live event. She passed up, I don't know, maybe 2 wrestling events. I was like, you know what? Okay. But then, after hearing, everything else that was happening, I was like, nah, let me just hold off on the live events for a little bit until, things calm down, especially with this whole COVID thing and everything. So,
yeah.
Like, yeah. I don't really like, the only time I watch the news, like, basically what you just said, the only time I watch the news is, if anything happened. I think the last time I was watching the news was that whole shit with Mike Tyson.
Oh, well,
I mean, if you're gonna sit behind somebody and
you see how he's acting?
If you sit behind somebody and basically egging them on and everything, there's gonna be repercussions. I mean, after the whole thing, I saw his face. I was like, you know what? That's exactly what you get.
I'm glad that happened. Because look, we old enough to know how Mike was in the 90s. Mike has calmed down a lot. Mike don't get in trouble. You don't see him doing that. This dude, Mike Tyson, was punching. He punched this dude in front of a haberdashery at 3 a.m. I don't know what Mike was doing. He punched the dude, Mitch Green. He was doing what Mike was super wild, and nobody would really bother him. That's the thing. Nobody bothers Mike. That's the other thing. You see people, they get tough with other individuals, but then when they get around Mike, you don't see them acting like that. People are so scared of him.
Of course.
He's calmed down so much. If you get punched by Mike now, I'm wondering what you did. But then I seen the footage like, yo, you must not know. Like, everybody not playing with this internet stuff. I keep telling people playing these internet games is going to get y'all hurt. Just because you see people on TikTok and YouTube and all these other platforms doing these little pranks and playing with people, everybody's not playing with you like that. So, his man was recording across the road, and dude was standing up and shouting and all of that. And next thing you know, he got hands put on him. And people like violence don't solve everything. You know what? It doesn't. But some people only respond a certain way to certain things. Like some people, somebody do something to them, you could talk to them and then explain to them and they won't do it again. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Some people you have to yell at them. Some people you have to threaten them. And then some people don't understand nothing but getting hands put on them. So I'm glad he got hands put on him. That's what he get playing with Mike.
That's exactly what he get. Well, like I didn't actually first hear about it until somebody mentioned it to me. And it was like, yo, I get, of course you heard about the whole Will Smith thing, him slapping Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Me, do I think he was wrong for slapping Chris Rock on national television? Yes. But, like I said, it was a joke, but still, you don't go up on national TV and, just straight up just smacking somebody. And then everybody's like, yo, after that whole thing with Will Smith, and then all of a sudden now Mike Tyson, I'm like, what you talking about? So I'm looking at the video, I'm like, people got to do better. I get it, you want to be left alone, but sometimes violence is really not the answer. I've learned that myself. Violence is sometimes not the answer. Because when I get on the internet, I don't be going up on the internet, looking at negative stuff. Me, like when I started YouTube, I got it on there to, spread like a positive message, basically, come up on there, play video games, entertain people, not to be going up on there looking at, any type of negative stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I said, people got to do better.
Same for me. I got on YouTube, play video games, have fun. Entertain people, get people through their day. Not to be on here arguing with other men about consoles and getting personal with people, talk about their kid. I'll never understand how we get from video games to dudes doing that. It's ridiculous, but I don't indulge in that. You know what I mean? I barely use my Twitter because every time I get on there, it's not even the people I'm following. Mm-hmm. It's the Twitter suggestions that show up and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes everybody just get on there to argue. It's annoying, man. Everybody, man, relax, bro.
I don't even really, you know what? That's crazy. Literally, the only time I go on Twitter is either A, if I'm doing a giveaway, or B, if I'm talking to somebody that I personally know. The last time I was on Twitter was talking to you, basically. Yeah. But other than that, I barely use Twitter. I literally deleted my Snapchat because Snapchat, I'm sorry, but Snapchat be having some weirdos on there. I'm sorry. So I was like, you know what? I'm about. So I was like, you know, I'm about to just delete my Snapchat. Literally, the only social media I barely use Facebook.
I never use my Facebook.
I've had Facebook since 2012, and I barely use Facebook. The literally only three social media platforms that I use is YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. That's about it. Everything else I barely use. I'll get on Facebook maybe a couple weeks, or if I'm on Messenger talking to family. But other than that, I don't really get on Facebook like that, because literally it's nothing. It's literally nothing but a bunch of weirdos and a bunch of negative shit.
I'm tired of the think pieces, yo. I'm tired of everybody. Everybody think they're important, and I'm tired of everybody analyzing everything. Nobody cares, yo. No. Honestly, at the end of the day, what does it all mean if I go on Facebook and I express my opinion about whatever situation, and I do a 6-pair? Nobody cares ultimately. No one does. I don't care about your think piece, yo. It's get out of here. That's not what it was for. That's my thing. I don't know what happened, but right around 2013 or 2014, there was a major shift on social media, and it stopped being about just hanging out, vibing, or like Twitter fun when there's NBA playoffs, NCAA, TV shows or stuff like that in real time. People's tweets is fun, memes and all that. That's what it was for. But dudes, y'all getting on there, they got their little camps, and that's just I don't. That's why I really be messing with social media like that. I mean, I be on Discord, man. That's where I spend more of my internet social time is spent on Discord.
I still be on Discord a lot. I mean, literally, my Discord literally goes off literally every few minutes, because I'm on your server, and it goes off literally every few minutes. I'm like, okay, you can tone down notifications on there, and you can mute notifications that aren't directed towards you, you're not mentioning you. Because I'm in a bunch of servers. Okay. And some of the servers, unless somebody is doing, at everybody or at me, I'm not really in there like that. So I don't want to get a beep every time. So there's a way to do that. You might want to do that. Well, I'll check it out later on tonight. But as of right now, I just literally, because I have Discord on every single device I have. My iPad, my laptop. Literally, my iPad goes off literally every few minutes. I was like, you know what? Turn this shit off. Yeah. That's it. But I think earlier you was talking about content creation and everything. But I remember I think it was last year or 2 years ago when I saw that your channel got taken down falsely. That actually kind of hurt me a little bit. Because basically here's what happened. I came home from work, because when I come home from work, I don't want to hear nothing. I just want to go up on YouTube, or either make a YouTube video or watch somebody else's YouTube video. Right. And I believe I was watching, it was one of your old stuff. It was NFL Street Volume 2. Okay. And then all of a sudden it said the channel was terminated. I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on? And then that kind of hurt me a little bit, because it was during the holidays. I had nothing to watch, and I'm tired of watching everybody else's, because just a bunch of boring stuff. Yeah. So I till this day I don't know what happened. I never got an explanation as to why I was terminated, why I was reinstated, who was responsible. I still don't know. Basically, it was a normal day. You know what I mean? I get up in the morning, and I'm real tight with all my guys. So they got my girl's number and stuff like that. So I guess Ricky had tried to call me real early in the morning. Now I go to bed early most days, because I get up early to work out and stuff like that. So I got up. My girl was like, "Hey, Ricky sent me a message, and he said, hey, I'm sorry, I know it's late, but could you let him know his channel was terminated?" And then she read that to me. I'm like, what? So I come upstairs, and the first thing I do is I check my email. And because normally the way it works is, you get strikes, and you get 3 strikes, and then you get terminated. But the thing about the strikes now, it's not 3 strikes total. It's if you get 3 strikes at once. So if you get a strike now, and then it comes off your account, and then you get another one that comes off, and another one, you're fine. If you get 3 at once. I didn't get any. All I got was a message that said it was 3 a.m. Nobody is up reviewing
channels at 3 a.m. The YouTube is really automated. They don't have the manpower. There's too many users. So at 3 a.m, I got that message. I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, what? And it was like 10 days before Christmas or a week before Christmas or something like that. And I'm like, yo. And I know like I know I could have went to Twitch and all of that stuff, but I'm like, yo, I had like thousands of videos on it. Thousands.
And I barely use Twitch like that also. So
yeah. The other concern is you're not really allowed to have another YouTube channel if one gets terminated. A lot of people do, but they could come after your other channel. So now I'm like, yo, they're going to hit both of them. I'm going to be off the site completely. And I don't know why. Basically, the email said, after careful review of your channel, we have decided to terminate your channel for severe or repeated community guidelines. We notice, then they hit you with this. We know this is upsetting to hear, but I don't care now, none of that. What does this even mean? They never taught me what piece of content it was ever. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And at the time, for a long time, I always had a network. I was with Machinima for a while, and then I was with Fullscreen. And when you have issues with your channel, because you're paying these people a percentage of your revenue, you're supposed to be able to go to them and say, hey, yo, I got a false copyright strike, or I have this issue, and they're supposed to get it fixed. And for a long time, Fullscreen would get stuff fixed. I never had a lot of issues. I maybe had 3 issues in my history. I did have 2 fake copyright strikes that were, they weren't real, that were removed, but that was it.
That's crazy.
I contact my network. They're not really telling me nothing. Then I talked to the homie Carter. He like, yo, let me call my person, and like nobody's moving. Then they like, yo, contact Team YouTube. Here's the other issue. Team YouTube is on Twitter. Y'all telling me to go off platform to another platform to get help with my channel. So anyway, I did that. And I couldn't even really say nothing on Twitter because I didn't know what was going on, but I really appreciate the amount of tweets was crazy, yo. Dog, I ain't never seen nothing like that on my behalf before. There was thousands of tweets, either to me or to Team YouTube, telling that, yo, fix this channel, blah, blah, blah. So I asked them, like, yo, could I at least know why? They like, well, we don't really have to tell you. So then I'm like, yo, then I had asked them, like, yo, can I at least DM y'all? I don't want to talk about this in my timeline. No response, but they telling other people to respond to them. So they were really rude.
You know, the last time I used Team U, I tweeted at Team YouTube because Team YouTube barely does shit. Like, for instance, basically like when I'm doing videos, and normally I do giveaways, and people was telling me, was hitting me up talking about I try to enter into this giveaway because as span of time, I currently do giveaways for new games that come out, and then it was a new game came out. It was for GTA the trilogy, the remastered trilogy, the definitive edition. Did you end up playing that?
No, because the condition that game came out in was really embarrassing, bro. I didn't even touch that game. I would rather just get it on PC, the regular ones, put mods on it, and have a better experience, but not in. But
yeah, so everybody was trying to enter in, and then it was like, yo, comments, again, my comments getting deleted, nobody can't see my comments. And then I'm seeing like a bunch of people, because I don't really see all the comments on YouTube, but I have a thing on my phone called YouTube Studios. So everybody, comments on stuff like that. And, they'd be like, yo, I want to enter into the giveaway. So then when I go up on YouTube, and then all of a sudden I looked at the video that people was commenting, and majority of everybody's comments are not even there. So I contacted Team YouTube, and they're talking about, it could be spam accounts. It could be all of this. And I'm like, these are actual people trying to get in contact with me, but y'all either taking their comments off, or y'all hiding them. I'm like YouTube actually got to do better.
They have to do better. So I message. I'm tweeting to them. They're not being helpful. They're not telling me why. And I'm just look. If my channel terminated, it's terminated. I'm not happy about it. But can I at least know what it was?
Absolutely.
I don't really got it. You know what I mean? I'm like, y'all don't know. Just say that. But I can't say that. So maybe they got tired of getting spammed by my viewers, and somebody looked. I don't know because my network never said, "Yo, we got this fixed." Nobody said anything. And then right in what made it so bad is it was right before Christmas, so everybody's on holiday and stuff. But anyway, maybe 6 days go by, and the whole time I'm like, I know I'm gonna get my channel back because I didn't do anything.
I know.
So anyhow, 6 days later, and the reason a lot of people knew it was terminated is because they all got emails that said that their channel membership was paused.
Yeah, I got the same email also.
Right. So we laugh, and then people in the chat like, yo, because I'm on Twitch with the guys. They're like, yo, I just got an email that said your channel membership has been resumed. I think your channel back. So I go look, and I'm like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? And
I know
I was concerned. Happy. Yeah, because all my videos, like all this stuff, I could deal with not being able to post, but all the stuff that I posted already, thousands of videos, like 200 and something walkthroughs, all was gone. So I was real happy about that. And I got the same email I mentioned earlier after careful review. It was the same email, but this time it said, after careful review of your channel, we have determined that there were no community guidelines strike. We understand that we get it wrong sometimes. If you need any additional help, contact Team YouTube. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So till this day, bro, don't know. It would be nice to know because then I could warn other creators. But you know what? I think it was an automated thing and a couple channels got hit and they weren't supposed to. Because like I had people DMing me, other content creators, super cool dudes, like Agent had DM me like, yo, I got some high level people at YouTube. I could hit them up or whatever. And you know, I had a lot of people reaching out to try to help me. And you know, it's just nothing was really moving. So I don't know what it was, but I got my channel back. But yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, man. It was like, cause like I'm like looking, I was like, you know what? I was like, man, I really need something to watch. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go on his, you know, on his other the first one and just watch like, you know, a bunch of like, you know, 2K videos, you know, the NBA 2K and everything. But I really wanted to go on that other one because you know I was literally in the midst of watching that NFL Street Volume 2 video, and then it was just done. Yeah. And also, you know, another thing, you know, I started YouTube because you know I back in like maybe early 2016 to early 2017, I started collecting video games, and I still do to this day. As of right now, as of 2022, my biggest collection as of right now is PS2. As of right now, I have literally over 300 copies.
God, yeah, I got a little collection over here with the PlayStation, with the PS2 and the Xbox 360 combined. I'm sorry, PS2, Xbox, and 360. Well, PS3 too. I might have 40 games here. But yeah, like that. Not very many. I was using GameFly, man. We was budget gaming, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I tried to use GameFly. I only used it once, and that was about it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm about to just start, you know, collecting video games. So then I started going to like, you know, different, you know, either thrift shops or, you know, retro stores. Like I had one in my area, but then it moved. So then I was like, oh man, where am I gonna go? So then he ended up hitting me up on Facebook, was like, hey, you know, I just moved my shop. So if you're looking for anything particular, you know, here's the address. Yeah. So, you know, like I said, back in like 2016, 2017, I started collecting video games, and I started getting ridiculous, buying like maybe like, you know, basically all the titles that, you know, that everybody grew up on. Some, you know, a couple of rare titles that, you know, cost me a chunk of change, but still. But yeah, as of right now, my biggest collection is PS2.
That PS2 library, and I feel bad for some of the younger generation. PS2, Xbox 360, that was a great generation. PS4 was not as good in my opinion. No. That PS2 library is the greatest library, bro. That library, it was so absurdly good, and Xbox had just come out, so they were kind of fresh. So they didn't get a lot of the games right out the gate like that because they were new. I mean, a lot of the franchises everybody loves really got either they peak or start on a PS2 era, bro. It was crazy, dog.
I mean,
man.
As of right now, you know, basically what happened the other day, I was like, you know what? I have a lot of PS2 games. Let me just see how much some of these are actually worth. So, you know, mind you, I have over 300 copies. So I'm just scrolling through all of them. So then I was like, you know what? Let me see how much, because, you know, I have, you know, the Warriors, and I also have Def Jam Fighter and Y completely, you know, complete and everything. So I'm checking, you know, the price, and I'm finding out that particular game, it was Destiny Fight for New York, value worth $300.
Yeah. Especially since COVID, prices of retro games have gone up drastically. So before I got my PC, because I always did like retro games on my walkthrough channel. So I got my gaming PC in September 2014, I believe. But before that, the homie Killer Fam was one of my guys. He used to be the manager at GameStop over here on the east side of town. So I would go down there sometimes, like, yo, I don't know if you got this. He's like, I probably ordered whatever it is. I'm like, yo, I need True Crime LA or whatever. And I mean, he'll get it. I'll come down like a couple days later. It won't even have a disc or nothing like that. So I would get a lot of my retro games like that. And then I got into the emulators. So you know, I as much as I possibly can, I still like to get physical copies of my games till today. It's not always possible or practical, to be honest. A lot of times you got midnight releases, so you want to play the game at midnight. And then you know what they do to us now? Oh, we gonna let you get the game 5 days early. You know what I mean? But you got to order digital deluxe. It's $100, $90.
Nah.
You know what I mean? I do it though, because I be wanting the game. But you know, I will always like physical copies of games, but they're kind of, it's not, the digital sales are so high now. Yeah, it's rare to find collectors like yourself. I got another one of my boys is also a collector, but he sells a lot of his stuff. Did you ever buy any lots?
As of lots, no.
Yeah, no.
Like basically, if it's like certain games, you know, that I'm looking for, or you know, certain games that you know that I haven't played, like basically. Also, another thing thing that I get on YouTube for, you know, I look for, you know, certain games that, you know, I haven't played yet. Like growing up, I was like, you know what, that's, you know, I like this game, I'm gonna get it. And then, you know, when I look at the price, I'll be like, you know what, why is this price so much? Even, you know, whenever you do walkthroughs on your channel, on your second channel, I was like, yo, he's actually playing this. Like, you know what? Let me actually get me a copy. Like, for instance, Gently Rise to Honor. Never played it before.
I didn't even know that was a game. That the fans put me on that.
Never played it before. I was like, you know what? I'm actually, you know, I'm gonna get this. So I started looking it up on, I don't know why I looked up on eBay. You know, eBay be having some weirdos on there. So I was like, you know, let me look up on eBay.
Yeah.
You know, the price sky high. But then luckily I went to this retro store and they had it there. So I was like, you know what, let me get this. So then, you know, I'm playing it and, you know, whatever.
The controls are weird, yo.
The controls, you using either the
right analog,
right or left analog stick to punch. It's like, what is this? So it was that, and also what was that other game I ended up getting? It was another retro game. What the hell was it?
What genre was it? Do you know?
Damn. No, it was a PS2 game. I don't think you played this yet, but okay. Have you ever played a game called 187 Ride or Die?
So that's a funny question. So because of the convenience of emulators, and you know, I could turn the graphics up, because those games, when I played them, they don't really look like that on the PS2.
No.
Because I turn it on hardware mode, I put up the resolution ×6 or something like that. So they look a lot better when I'm playing them on the emulator. And most of the games work on the emulator, but every now and again I'll get a game that there's not a good ROM for, and one of those games that I want to play is 187 Ride or Die, but the emulator, the ROM does not work. The cutscenes, bro, have screeching 500% volume audio, bro.
Yeah, it
like if you're not ready, it'll hurt your ears. So I might have to just get. That's why I have my PS2. Like I have, you know, PS2, Xbox, all that. I might have to actually take that off the, you know, I mean, shelf, put it on the table, and play the, you know, I mean, the official copy of that if I do want to play that.
Also another thing, because I remember you did back then record PS2 games. How did you actually record them?
So,
you know, back then.
Where's my thing? It's probably over there. I had this adapter that turned the PlayStation 2. It made it so that you could use HDMI with PlayStation. It was like a universal thing. It had a connector for PlayStation, GameCube, Xbox. It had like 6 connectors, and I was able to use that and then go HDMI. So that's how I did it. It was what brand is that? It was an AverMedia.
AverMedia.
Yeah. Where is that thing? It's on my shelf somewhere. I haven't had to use that in a very, very long time. But yeah, I just hooked it up with that, and it worked perfectly fine.
basically how I record like my retro games, because you know, I literally every retro console I use, like say if I want to play like you know the Nintendo Wii or the PS2, I recently started using emulators. Like I recently just hacked my Super NES Classic, which took me a while to get, but still, I recently got a chance to hack the Super NES Classic, start putting emulators on there. But when I want to like record like classic games like the PS2, basically what I use for capturing footage, I use the Elgato AC60S, and I use either two things. I use an AV to HDMI adapter, and also I was watching this guy on YouTube. He had a cable. It's called a Pound cable from Pound Technology, and you can use it to basically plug it into your PS2 or your PS1. The only thing is about that Pound cable, is just that once you turn on the PS2, you get greeted with like this green screen.
Oh,
and, yeah, no. Now there's some workarounds around that, because I plugged it in. I'm like, yo, why am I greeted with this green screen? But then it came, it comes with instructions and everything. Basically, what you have to do is you gotta go into the PS2 settings, and then you gotta switch the video settings to RGB, and then you get the full color. But yeah, look, like I said, PS2, I use certain cables, certain other consoles, I use, an HDMI adapter and everything. But as far as like new generation, just plug it into the Elgato and everything.
So are you a PC gamer by chance?
I had too many people trying to get me to go into a PC game. I'm not really a PC gamer. I'm more of a a console type.
Okay, all right, we gonna talk about this then.
Oh God.
Okay, because I'm telling you, I was you once. I promise you.
Okay.
Outside of the price, because with COVID, these scalpers, what I'm saying. Outside of the price, what is keeping you from joining PC as well? Because I will always consider myself a console gamer, always. I don't use keyboard and mouse. I respect everybody that do, but I ain't doing it. I got a controller, and that's what I do to play all my PC games. So what's stopping you besides the cost?
Basically, well, cost, and also because I want to make sure I don't get something that that doesn't crash on me, because basically as of right now, like I own two laptops, a MacBook, which I'm using right now, and also I own like a Windows laptop. And as far as like get into the whole PC gaming, I don't want to have to run into the risk of my game crashing. And also I get a lot of people be like, oh, you need to try this game out. Like I had a family member that tried to get me to play Phasmophobia, and he was like, oh, you got to go on I think it's on Steam. And he was like, oh, you got to play Phasmophobia. And I was like, I really wish I could, but you see, the thing is, I don't know if my MacBook is powerful enough to to withstand that type of capacity. And I don't know if my if my Windows laptop will handle that kind of power also. So I mean, there has been some times I've been thinking about, so, you know what, I want to get me a gaming PC, but then I want to get one built, or I just want to have one pre-built. Like every time I go to like Walmart or Best Buy or whatever, I kind of look at gaming PCs. I'd be like, you know what? Should I really get a gaming PC? But then it's the prices. The prices is ridiculous.
It's okay.
Because I'm cheap. I'm sorry.
No, what? You talking to the right guy. Yeah, I mean, I like with all of the support from the viewers and all of that is how I was even able to even consider. I have this problem where I could spend money on other people and it's fine. But like buying stuff for myself like that, bro, I'm telling you, I gotta call my mom and get like, and relax. I'm dead ass serious. So like
I do the same thing.
I don't know what it is. I have no problem buying stuff for other people, like all my friends and their kids and all that. But myself, like it's hard for me to spend a whole bunch of money without me having to really try to talk myself out of it. You know what I mean? My first PC I had for 7 years, probably too long. But with this, so okay, my first PC, I really got talked into it because you know what it was? YouTube, I don't know how many people remember this. YouTube did not have 60 FPS on the platform yet.
No, they didn't.
They didn't get that until 2014. So before that, every video was 30 FPS. And at that time, 720 was still considered HD. If you go on YouTube now, 720 videos are no longer considered HD on the platform.
No, you got to go to 1080p or sometimes even higher than that to 1440 or 21, like higher up.
Right, exactly. So I knew that was coming. So I knew that meant that I would need to be able to provide that. You don't want to fall below, if you're in content creation, you don't want to fall below like your average standard. Some people get lazy and I'm never upgrading. But like you're going to suffer because now you're below the standard. So 720 is not HD anymore. So if that's what you're doing, it's going to be hard for you to grow considering like you're below the average standard for that. So anyway, I was talking to a bunch of people and they came up with a budget at the time. I know it's expensive. I think it was like $1,400 or something like that, or $1,500, something like that. Now the thing is, I was like, man, that's kind of like, that's crazy. But the amount of money I saved on games, bro, was insane over the next couple of years. And I know because you buy games and you buy retro and you buy games over market value. So from a retail standpoint, at that 60, as many games as I've purchased, because I do taxes every year. I have all my stuff on spreadsheets. I've seen how much I spend on $60 games. PC don't happen that much. Like I'm seeing games that I want, especially if the games are a year old. I'm getting them for $15, $18, stuff like that. So I felt like it was a good way for me to get the content quality that I needed, and then just to be able to experience something new, and then decide, hey, if I don't really want to do this PC thing, I won't do it after this. And then like being able to stream and being able to have all of that stuff. But a lot of people say stuff like this: I don't want to get a PC. I have to upgrade it every year. I just that's a lie. I had that PC for 7 years. I did not have to upgrade my PC. What else do they say? I like to use a controller. You can use whatever controller you want.
Or you gotta buy like certain like parts, or they want to get like the highest graphics card. And everything.
You don't. It's unnecessary because people go overboard, and then what happens is by the time your computer and your games require that hardware is already cheaper because it's not the newest. So you're getting stuff really for no reason. But like the controller thing is something that is not true. I have aim assist and all that stuff that everybody has on console on most of the games that I play. So you could use your PlayStation controller, your Xbox, your Nintendo Switch Pro, Logitech, whatever you have, you could do that. Online is free. There's no monthly membership or annual membership. Mods, free mods. I'm not saying this is okay, but dudes is definitely pirating games. You know what I mean? People
used to say back in the day.
Yeah, there's so many. I'm playing games on emulators. You know what I'm saying? I don't have some of those games, but like, I'll never go back to not having a PC. And I have the Xbox Series X, the PS5, the Switch, and I have all the platforms. When I can, I get a game on PC. But if all my homies is on console and getting it, I get the games on console. But I'm telling you, if you come over here, man, go change your life, bro.
Man, I'm thinking about getting a PC, but like I said, I spent all my majority, like I said, I'm big into collecting retro games. Like, all right, I'm probably going to get a lot of backlash for this, but there was one specific retro game. Well, actually, two of them to be exact. One for PS2 and other one for GameCube. The one for PS2 I wanted to get. It was called. You ever watch Futurama?
Yeah.
Well, actually, they came out with a game for that. They got one for PS2, and they also got one for the
Is the game for that? Nah,
game.
Let me go ahead and put that on my sticky notes.
Oh, guys, gave you ideas.
I didn't know they had a game. I missed that. We don't get games like that anymore. Like that era of all those TV show games, they're not really doing that no more. We don't really get those, and like I miss that. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Yeah, those a couple licensed games, I like, SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents and everything. Right. What else? Another licensed game that was completely ass. Bad Boys Miami Heat. I'm sorry.
Bro. Yeah, bro. That's there. Yeah. Oh man, The voice acting was so bad on there, dude.
Because I saw you play it, I was like, first of all, I was like, I didn't even know that this even existed. So then I was like, you know what? Let me go to this retro store and let me go get it. So I'm playing it, and I'm like, I actually did a video on it also.
Yeah.
So I'm playing it, and I'm like, this game is horrible. Like, who in their right minds would create this? Yeah. And there was another.
I bought that game.
So there was actually another game I really wanted to get. Like, back in the day, my favorite movie was Men in Black. So they had a game out called Men in Black 2 Alien Escape. So I was like, I never knew that this game existed. I think you get a chance to play either as Tommy Lee Jones or Will Smith. Bruh, none of them, voice acting is garbage. The aiming is terrible. You don't want to touch that at all. You don't want to touch that at all. But back to what I was saying about the Futurama joint. So, like I said, I do spend a lot of money on retro games, you know, especially, you know, the ones that are like hard to find. So I found Futurama. The game itself cost me $300.
Oh my goodness. Oh, hold on, you bought it?
I bought it.
Now hold on. Wait a second. Okay, well, it is COVID PC scalpers. But if you can spend $300 on Futurama, you can save up for, you know, however long you feel to come on over to this, you know what I mean, to this PC life.
I'm trying to. Bro. I mean, I really want to get a PC, but the only thing is, you know, I'm trying to figure out like what brand.
Okay, I got you. Good. All right, so look, for my first PC, if we could go back to that, I built that one because you know everybody's like, you got pre-built. So I'm talking to like a couple people from Game Illuminati and a couple other people, and they like, yo, you gotta build it. And I'm like, because the thing is, before I did YouTube, I did downstairs. I did like IT and stuff for like 12 years. I did that for a long time. That was my job, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So I already was familiar with that. I just did not want to do it, bro. I did not want to build a computer at all. I've repaired computers, but I had never actually built a computer, not a gaming computer up to that point. So I was already dreading the process. So they're like, yo, it's much better if you get a pre-built, you'll save money. I'm like, all right. You know what I mean? I'm gonna listen to them because they're already here. Their experience, I'm not. I should listen because we have a problem now where the inexperienced think they know more than the experienced in general. And it's a problem. But anyway, I was like, all right, you know what? I'll concede. So I got a guy. He did the build for me. He used PC Part Picker. Okay. That site actually lets you can put all your parts on there. It'll let you know if everything's compatible and everything. Okay. And what it also does is it finds each part for you for the cheapest price on the internet. So maybe you get your GPU from this site and your RAM from this site. Some people don't want to do that. Some people want to go all Amazon or all Newegg or whatever. For people that want to save a little money, you know what I mean? It has the coupons on there, everything. So anyway, get that, got the stuff, boxes, big ass boxes. It was, and I was just like, this is kind of overwhelming to look at. The process wasn't that bad, but I did everything, turned it on, it didn't come on. You know, I was so pissed, bro. I called my girl, I said, I'm getting ready to throw this out.
Don't do that, man. I mean, I mean,
incensed. I actually had one of my RAM slots. If I put a stick in there, it would see the PC would come on, but it would blink. The power light would blink. So anyway, I did stuff with the RAM and it came on, and then it was cool. That was PC 1. This PC that I got last year after finally upgrading because I had to. We were coming into the next gen. You know what I'm saying? This is a pre-build. I wanted to do another build. I built my girl's computer. I've built a few gaming computers. The problem with COVID and the shortage is you know how hard it is for people. I don't know if you get into sneakers.
Oh yeah, I'm big into sneakers.
So you know how hard it is to get sneakers.
Of course. When
I tell you GPUs are 10 times as hard, I'm not joking. When that goes up, I'm 5 seconds gone, wiped out. You're not getting it. So I just could not get my hands on any of the hardware I needed. So I'm looking, and what you'll find is that the pre-build companies, they have suppliers that can get GPUs and stuff. So they work with them to get stuff. And if stuff's on back order, they usually get it within 30 days or so. So I was like, all right, I kind of looks like it's the only option because not only is the GPU hard to find, the CPU is hard to find. So I was like, I'm just not going to get my hands. So I ended up dealing with a company called oh my goodness. I'll figure it out later. But anyway, I went on the site. They had a whole bunch of builds, and I said, yo, I like this build right here, but I wanted to make some changes to it. So I contacted the guy. He's like, okay, if you want to change it, we got to go with a custom build. And then we did that, and then he did it. He sent it, and I was like, you know what? I don't really want to do pre-builds, but like I like this because I ain't have to build nothing. And not only that, but the important thing for people who are new like yourself, something's wrong with this PC, I can go to him. If you do a pre-build, first of all, it's your job to figure out what part is wrong. Then you got to deal with the company, get a replacement, take your computer apart, put it back. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's a lot of work. But if you go with a pre-build, you just go to these guys who built it, you send it in, they fix it, and they send it back to you. So you can treat it more like a console. Your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Switch go bad. You send it either back to the store or back to the company. They send you a new one. That's what you do with the pre-builds. You make sure you get the extended warranty if you want to be comfortable. A problem, you send it in. I haven't had any problems, but yeah, that's been my experience.
I mean, I might have to look into, getting me a PC if, if my girl doesn't try to, get on my case on myself. Oh, you spending too much money, But, like I said, I do YouTube. So, I got to, do what I got to do. Now, another thing, you said something about the whole scalpers. If you don't mind me asking, how did you manage to get both PS5 and Xbox Series X?
Yo, I don't even know. I'm going to be honest. Oh, wait, no, it's bad. It's not bad. All right, so when I got my PS4, and the PS4 was in high demand too at the time, and they had way more at launch. I could not get any pre-orders. But I'm like, you know what? Let me check Sam's Club. Because you gotta have a membership for that. Everybody don't got memberships for that. And they had them. So I was able to get a pre-order for that like 6 months after pre-orders went out. It was crazy. So then we doing a podcast, or I'm doing a YouTube video. I don't remember what it was. And I'm telling people in the video, I'm like, yo, if y'all ain't got PS5s, y'all look for PS5s, yo, or excuse me, PS4s, check Sam's Club. And I swear to God, after I said that, I went, they was gone. So I was like, I can't really. So I already had that frame of mind, like, yo, Sam's Club is going to have PS5s, and that's going to be the last people to sell out because not everybody wants to pay $50 or whatever the membership cost is to get the PS5. So what happened is, PlayStation, because they're ghetto, they never announced the pre-orders. You know what I'm saying? PlayStation super ghetto. So it was my mom's birthday. My mom was having something at my sister's house in the evening, but they had a PlayStation conference in the afternoon. So we did a live reaction to that. So I'm like, I'm like, so it's over. I'm like, I'm dipping out. PlayStation decides, yo, pre-orders is up. Like, they didn't tell nobody during the conference or nothing. So everybody called me, Ricky, everybody like, yo, get on Target right now. You hurry up. So they sending me links to every site. So I was able to get one from Target. I tried Walmart. I tried all that. I was able to get one from Target. But then Sam's Club, I'm like, y'all know I can get another one. I know I can get another one. Went on Sam's Club, re-upped my membership, got another one. I had 2 PS5s. And my homie Shane, I called him and I said, yo, bro, you got PS5? He like, no. I'm like, yo, I'll sell mine to you. And I was like, I'll sell it to you for what I paid for. But I said, you got to reimburse me for the Sam's Club membership. I only bought the membership for that. So I was like, yo, I'll sell it to you for retail and you cover my membership and you come get it right now. He's like, for real? I'm like, yeah. So he came over and he scooped this. So I gave it to him. Xbox, I'm out here. Xbox, I was on Best Buy. Not a lot of people have money or want to buy bundles because the bundles is like 800.
Of course.
So I went on there, I ordered the bundle, and then I canceled the peripherals. and they let me keep it. And it was the curbside pickup. So I pulled up, and this was right in the middle of COVID. You know what I'm saying? Got in line, dude came out, got my console, and I pulled out. I don't know why. That it just worked. Nothing special. You know what I'm saying? So
you was able to get both consoles. Literally, the only thing I managed, well, all right. I mean, my experience was a little bit different. I mean, because, like you said, during they did the whole conference thing. Mind you, I was at work when all this happened. And, I'm watching the conference, they're announcing the prices. I was like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna get the digital version because me, I don't like leaving my house. I really don't. The only time I leave my house is either go to work or go see my girlfriend. That's about it. I don't like leaving the house. So I was like, you know what? I'm getting this digital version. And also because, like I said, I'm cheap. I'm not finna, spend, an extra $100 more on the physical version. So let me just get the digital. So then all of a sudden, my friend hits me up, was like, yo, pre-orders went out. I was like, are you kidding me? So then I get up out of bed and I go to 2 different GameStops. One that's like maybe a few minutes away from me, and then the other one that's across town. And all I'm seeing is lines and lines. I'm like, yo, what's going on? It was like, yo, PS5 is already out for pre-orders. So then guy in the shirt came out, was like, everybody here for PS5? It was like, yeah, go home.
Damn.
So I went to the other one that's over in the mall, over basically where I stay at. Go to that one. They said we don't have no more. So then I'm calling up every single spot. I called a Best Buy. I called Sam's Club. I don't really go to Sam's Club like that. I mean, I still got a membership. I don't even go to Sam's Club like that. So I called them up. All of them out of stock. What else? Oh, Target. I ended up calling Target. Don't have it anymore. They had the accessories, but the console itself, they didn't have it. So I'm sitting at home. I'm copping attitudes with everybody. I was like, you know what? I don't want to talk to nobody. I really want this PS5. And mind you, I had the money saved.
Yeah.
With all this overtime that I was doing, I had the money saved. It's just that, everything was gone. So then I'm scrolling on YouTube and everybody talking about why did Sony, did all this? They should have let it, basically, Sony should have, let us know. It's like, oh, okay, PS5 pre-orders are going out on this set date. But nah, they decided, basically, Walmart, I don't know if you saw it, Walmart put out a tweet, was like, I don't know if you watch, do you watch Angry Joe?
Yeah.
Basically, I saw a video that Angry Joe did, and Walmart put out a tweet, was like, make you wait to get the new PS5 now. That's not like us. Go ahead, pre-order that now. So apparently, once Walmart put that tweet out, I think either Sam's Club, GameStop, I don't know if GameStop started it, but was it Walmart, Best Buy, all the other retailers started putting out pre-orders. So then I went to every single place, all of them sold out. I mean, I was able to get the accessories, but the console itself, nah. So then I was like, you know what? Let me just laugh a little bit. Let me just go up on eBay. I go on eBay and $1,000, $2,000, $1,100. I'm like, y'all are some evil ass people.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I'm not even finna, look on eBay no more. So I looked up on eBay. I looked on OfferUp, and all of them. It's just it was ridiculous. So then, mind you, Walmart put out a tweet. Like I said, my experience was a little bit crazy. Walmart put out a tweet, was like, more of them was about to go out, for pre-orders. Mind you, I was at work when this happened, and it was like around 8:00. Make sure you have basically information. I had my credit card information, had everything locked in, and there's like, go on the website, you could pre-order it on the website, come in, come pick it up. As soon as it hit 8:00, I pressed refresh. The whole website crashed.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting at work with an attitude. I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to look at nobody. I don't even want to talk to nobody. You look at me sideways, I might curse you out.
I'm telling you.
So then I get it. So mind you, I had 2 email addresses. I have a Gmail and a Yahoo. A Yahoo is what I use for my PlayStation. So then I look at my Yahoo account, and all of a sudden I see a link from Sony. It was like, hey, you've been selected to, to pre-order your thing. I was like, this got to be fake. Because, I get a lot of,
right.
It was like, this got to be fake. But then I looked it up, and it was like, nah, this is the official website. I was like, okay, maybe I might have a chance. So then it was like, show up at this specific time online. So I get my spot in the queue, and it was like, your wait time, 10 minutes. And it was like, you can only pre-order 1 console at a time. I was like, because I wanted to get 2, one for me and one for my sister. Because, she's been talking about something. I want a PS5, I want a PS5. I was like, you got PS5 money?
Right. Right.
So then I'm in the queue, and, I'm waiting 10 minutes. And then as soon as the website refreshed, I was able to get one.
Lucky.
I was able to get one. And then everybody was asking me, was like, yo, how'd you get it? I was like, Sony sent me a link, was like, you've been selected to get one. And ever since, literally, I was so happy that day, I took off of work. I didn't want to look at nobody.
It's still hard to get PlayStation.
Yeah, it is. It's still hard to get one.
Those links till this day, Instead of lasting 30 seconds, they might last 3 minutes. People still waiting in line sometimes. And there's just not enough PlayStations. And that's why Xbox is doing the right thing. They're putting out more Xboxes, because people will get tired of waiting.
Now, as far as the Xbox Series X, I was like, I don't know if I want to get this because, I'm more of a PlayStation guy, as you can see by the shirt.
Yes.
I'm more of a PlayStation guy. Grew up on PlayStation,
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Let me get the Series X. And I couldn't even get that.
You can't, yeah.
Until maybe, I think it was this year or last year, Black Friday. Walmart put out a thing that said that they got Xbox Series S's. I was like, do you got any Series X? It was like, no, we only got the Series S. So mind you, I'm going out to Walmart, and it was already about maybe 4 people. They was like, oh, we're here to get the PS5, we're here to get the Series X. And I was like, are you about to get it for yourself? You're like, no, I'm about to get it, I'm about to resell it. And I'm like, scalpers. That's also another thing. I hate scalpers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So here's the crazy part about it. Soon as the doors opened up, mind you, I was standing outside since maybe 11 o'clock that night, all the way to 5 o'clock in the morning, freezing my ass off. Mind you, it's Thanksgiving. Well, the day after
you doing this for Xbox?
I was doing it for the Xbox for Black Friday. So I'm standing out there, mind you, freezing my ass off, and I try to get other people to come with me. Soon as the doors open, everybody wanted the Series X or the PS5. They was like, we don't have no more PS5s, no more Series X's. Go home.
Why they wait?
Because they think that they thought they was gonna get the PS5, and it was like, yo, what you here for? I'm like, I'm here to get the Series S. It was like, why don't you get the Series X? I was like, because I don't like leave my house. So then I eventually end up getting the Series S, and it's still sitting in my room to this day.
Yeah. So I get my Xbox to support the brand, because contrary to what these people on the internet do, it would not be a good thing if one of the 3 consoles go away. We've already seen some of the crazy stuff that PlayStation and Xbox have tried over the years. I would not want for one of these consoles to disappear. So I try to support the brand as much as I can. Don't really play my Xbox a lot. However, I have a PC. The reason is because I have a PC. All the games that are available from the Xbox studios are on PC. So I just play them on there.
Okay.
So most games in general, if it comes out on PC, I'll get it on PC more often than not. For PS5, that's when I'll get their exclusives, and I'll get COD, and I'll get 2K and like stuff like that, MLB. But if a game I did start like trophy hunting a little bit in the last year, so there are some games like I want to get the platinum for this, so I'll get it. But like if Nier Automata or games like that, it's like I'm just gonna get that on PC. So I have my Series X. I use my 360 more because I do old game walkthroughs, and there's games on there that are not playable on Series X. So both of them are on the table, but yeah. So,
but as now you mentioned NBA, let me tell you something. Now I was a little bit pissed off when I bought NBA 2K21 on the PS5. It's bad.
Game is garbage.
Game is garbage.
Game is garbage. The community thought it was garbage, and that's why everybody who cared to still make content went back to the PS4 version, the current gen, and they did the same thing again this year. That game was so incredibly bad, bro.
It's like when I was in the park, they said, in order for you to join this faction, you got to be able to, reach a certain,
Rookieville.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't like that because
nobody liked Rookieville.
Like, because on the other 2Ks, they throw you in. You ain't got to reach a certain altitude or reach a certain rank to go to this certain place or to that certain place. 2K21, I was so mad at the game. I was like, I uninstalled it. I was like, you know what? I literally wasted terrible, man. I wasted $70 for this.
Everybody felt that way, and you can tell the state of it. By the way, I found out the PC company that I bought this from is called AVA Direct. By the way,
Direct.
If anybody cares, I'm not sponsored.
Okay.
And what the penny, the amount of money paid for this PC, I wish I was. Anyway, content creators just gave up on 2K21 and 2K22, but especially 21. I'm talking people that hit legend. And if anybody plays 2K, you know how many hours it goes in. It's a very long. I'll never hit legend on 2K. I won't attempt to. As I don't love an online video game that much to reach a rank like that on no online game. I love too many video games to spend that much time. People that hit that grinders uninstalled the game after a month. And they hit legend on 18. And 18 was terrible. 18
was garbage.
It was terrible. Never liked it. But they hit legend on there. They're like, I don't really like the game, but I'm gonna do this. But 21 next gen, man. And a lot of that is because of that build. There was that power forward, the 6'7" power forward with 84 badges that had better dunks than shooting guards and slashers, and had better handles than point guards. It was absurd. That build was a glitch that got left in the game. And when you would go to the park, you would run into 3 people that had that build. Like, point guards was irrelevant. Some people had point guards, obviously, but you're at a disadvantage because there's a 6'7" power forward who can do what you do, and he's taller than you. So that game's terrible. I don't know what happened to 2K. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what's wrong with the game. Anyway. Every
time I play 2K, when I create my character, I don't know why, but I'm always doing shooting guard for some reason.
Yeah. Do you do my career?
The only my career that I've done literally, like, I didn't really get into 2K until maybe 2K18. Yeah. And that's when I started playing, because I watched somebody on YouTube play. You know a YouTuber named Dashy Games. Yes.
He's one of the groups. Yes.
He was playing 2K18. I was like, yo, I gotta get this. Just because he was playing it, let me get it. And then I started messing around with 2K18. I did career mode for 2K18. Didn't do career mode for 2K19. Now, once I got to 2K20, that one I actually kind of enjoyed. That one I actually enjoyed. 2K21 didn't do. I do have NBA 2K22, but I didn't start career mode on that one.
So I do the my GM thing because there's people that play my career and they don't play online.
Okay.
They play my career and they like, and I keep telling people, if you only play my career and you don't care about cutscenes, go to my league, because you go my league, you get everything. You get the whole my career experience, but you could customize every player, every team, every trade. You could expansion teams, change jerseys, change cities. You could put legends in it. It's fully customizable, and then you could do player lock so that you only use your player. There is no reason to be in my career spending money on VC when you can play my league.
That's why I kept spending money on VC.
I'll tell you, bro. In 2K19, and I'm not saying this is okay. Now, this is for the thing is, as a content creator, we have to spend more money than we would if we weren't. Because you're at a supreme disadvantage as a content creator to get 2K, be a 60 overall, and then try to play in the park. You're not going to get any games, and if you do, you're going to be at a disadvantage. So, and then you spending money on different builds and things like that. Yeah. If you reviewing games, and you don't approach gaming the same way as you do when you don't have to do content, because you kind of have things that you have to do. 2K19, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I might on VC, I had like 8 players. I got banned on one account. I might have spent $500 easily.
$500 on V. That's easily. Crazy.
Easily.
I've never.
Yeah, I think I had four or five characters on my first account. And I bought VC the first day for the first guy. And then there was a VC glitch. So the homie did do a VC glitch for me on there. Then somewhere along the way, I got banned for rep glitching. So I had to do a whole nother account, whole new players. And yeah, man, it's just, it was not cheap. And I know it's bad. I know we shouldn't be doing it. But like when you say, people say they're embarrassed that they bought VC, I'll just tell them y'all spent $500. And to be honest, truth be told, that's light. People that's in my team, that's content creators, add a 0 on that.
Wow.
Dudes are spending $5,000 mid-range. There's people that spend more than that on average for my team. And the other thing, people don't want to, and people are like, man, that's dumb. I would never. I mean, I would tell y'all, it's also a tax deduction. So that's why I sometimes in my time on YouTube have had an issue where content creators are not explaining to some of their viewers, like, this is a business expense. Okay. This comes off of my taxes. Like the accountant, everybody tax, like you know, that's a $5,000 deduction that's coming off their taxes. If a person who's not a content creator spends that, you don't get to put that on your tax, unfortunately. But because YouTube, people have people may not agree. I don't care. I mean, we all have to pay taxes. Those are considered business expenses, so people can afford to do that and have it not be the same. And I know it's unfair, but these content creators don't tell these kids that, like, this is a tax. This is coming out of my taxes. And that's, it is. You know what I mean? So
now, now that you mentioned something about content creator, I think you mentioned something about the whole strike thing. Like, I ain't gonna lie, there was a part in my YouTube career where I did get a strike. I mean,
what'd you do?
What did I do? Okay, this is kind of actually my fault. Somebody sent me a Japanese game called Peach Beach Splash. It's like, have you ever played Splatoon?
Yes.
It's basically just like Splatoon, but except it's Japanese version. But with this one, it's a little bit more on the basically raunchy. It's a little raunchy. It's a little like you spray somebody with the water gun, you see titties, everything out.
Wait, like the titties is out or
no, it's covered. Okay. It's covered.
Okay.
It's covered. So then I did like a live stream on that one, and then all of a sudden I get an email, and it was like, you got a strike for nudity. I was like, it's barely showing anything. But then I was like, okay, you know what? It was my fault. Learned my lesson that day. So literally, I just keep that to the side.
It's so weird though, because you're not allowed. When I say allowed,
certain content creators, they get away with a lot of things.
I have videos, not so much. I don't monetize them though. I don't like there's the scene on The Last of Us 2 where Abby and
Abby and
Owen. Abby and Owen. Like I didn't monetize the videos. I didn't, but they're just age restricted, generally speaking. Now I don't know if live streams are handled differently, so it's a little weird. But again, that may have been automated because YouTube is a very automated platform at this point. They issue punishments and then they want you to appeal them. They don't do it the other way around. They don't say, hey, we see this thing. They'll just say, oh, get it out of here. And then you have to appeal it. So, yeah,
that's crazy. Also, out of your whole time doing YouTube videos, basically doing walkthroughs on your second channel, what was one of your favorite walkthroughs?
Man, I have a lot of those. This is probably an easy answer. So maybe I'll give you two. So San Andreas, I really like doing that. Obviously, I love the game. Great game. Way ahead of its time.
Of course.
But like that was one of the series that really got that channel kind of moving. And I didn't really realize the value in playing older games at the time until I played that. And then I got a whole bunch of new viewers. And then I started playing Def Jam and Red Dead 1 and GTA 4 and all of that, and Saints Row and all those. So I was like, okay, people like to watch these and it made sense because like everybody grew up on these and you haven't seen them in a long time. And then, because I mean, there's probably at least 30 of those games that I can name.
But just do two.
We do two. Maybe I'm gonna pick a game that I did not know was going to be as good as it was. I'll do that one. Which is Yakuza 0. I had never played a Yakuza game, didn't know anything about the series. And homie Barry was like, yo, I play Yakuza. He's like, you should play that. And I'm like, man, like, what is that though? He like, man, I'm telling you, it's really good. And I'm like, you know what? I'll try it out. And I was blown away by that. Turned me into a fan of the series.
I played the Yakuza games. I think what's the name? I think back in like the PS2 era, that's when Yakuza came out on PS2. But yeah, I played Yakuza 0, what's the Yakuza Kiwami 2. They also got another one out called Yakuza 6, The Song of Life.
I didn't play that. I didn't play 3, 4, 5. I didn't play any of those yet.
If you have a game, do you have Game Pass?
Yes. I've had Game Pass since 2017, by the way. Before all y'all new dudes came here, Game Pass. We've been promoting Game Pass since 2017, yo.
But yeah, yes. Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 is actually on Game Pass right now. They got the Yakuza collection on Game Pass.
Okay.
So
I want to play Lost Judgment. I want to play because I played Judgment. I'm gonna play Lost Judgment this year.
You know what's crazy? Yeah. I played Judgment. I've never played Lost Judgment ever. Yeah,
I'm gonna play Lost Judgment because I want to see what happens. Obviously, I really love those games, man, and it's probably just because of the narrative, but like it's really fun. The content that I do off the camera, like all those mini games you could play in the the little side quests and all, like a Dragon. I really like that one. They need to work on their turn-based combat because it was real fluky. But I got all the achievements on that one.
Like a Dragon, I ain't gonna lie, I actually liked that one. You know, before I actually bought the game, I was like, you know what, let me just test this out on Game Pass. Yeah. I mean, I do like the the Yakuza story. It is that particular one, because that one is basically, an RPG. And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this one. Then I started messing around with it, and I was like, you know what?
It works.
I actually like this one.
But I actually like this one. They got a lot of work to do though. Like the status effects don't really do anything. If they really want it to be an RPG, they're gonna go with turn-based for that particular thing. They gotta make it really matter. I mean, because that's one of Sega studios. So like, they have Persona.
Yeah, so I played Persona.
Persona is phenomenal. It's one of the best games I ever played. They actually have Persona Easter eggs and like costumes in Like a Dragon. So like, you have the RPG elements from that. I want to see more of those kind of traditional RPG elements in Like a Dragon, because like, doing fire attacks and all of that, it doesn't really do to me like what they're supposed to do. Not only that, but when the enemies are like running in, like they're like running through walls and bumping corners, and to work on that. But yeah, so Yakuza 0 was the game that got me into the Yakuza universe. That was a pleasant surprise. I've had many surprises, but I only probably do content on maybe 60% of the games I play. There's a whole bunch of games that I just don't make content on. My number one game, and people don't notice, is MLB The Show. Every year, by far, that is my most played game, not even close.
Which one? Did you end up getting the new one?
Yeah. I started on 16. Okay. So every year since 2016, that's been my most played game by a landslide. There's no game that comes close to that in terms of hours.
Now, like I said, when I started doing YouTube, literally like my most, like I have maybe two walkthroughs that kind of really boost me up. Well, actually 3. Was Jet Set Radio Future, which
I want to do that. Did the music they get you for the music?
They got me for 3 videos.
That's
and everything else.
I might try to do it then, because I did Jet Set Radio, the original, and it was fine. And then like a couple months later, man, it was like almost every video copyright. I'm like, dang, like, and that's one of the problems that we face is we can't play our games with music that's in the game and licensed already. The YouTube algorithm picks it up as not video game music. They just pick it up like we have that song, just we're monitoring, and that's not what it is. I would really love for them to fix that so we could play some games like that.
If I can think of one walkthrough that I've done that literally every video was copyright, Injustice 2.
Yep, Injustice 2 got hit. My San Andreas walkthrough has been destroyed by copyright. A lot of videos are muted, blocked. Because I was in summer 2013, I did that. The content ID system was not introduced until December of that year. Okay. So before December of 2013, everybody had music on their videos. You would play 2K, you'll hear Too Short in the back, and it was never a problem. And then one day out of nowhere with no warning, we all start getting emails. Boom, whole series just beasted. Now on some games, I have to turn the music all the way off. Oh, so a recent thing. So I started The Incredibles.
Oh boy, I saw you with that suit.
Man,
I'm like, what in the world he doing with the suit?
So I also got a suit for a Demon Slayer.
Oh damn.
Right. So I'm playing it. I recorded it. You know what I mean? Got the earrings, get the purple wig, you know what I mean? All that. I upload the video to YouTube, block worldwide.
Wait, what's the game called? Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer, yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
It's from the anime.
Let me look it up.
So Namco Bandai, they do like all the anime games. They do Naruto, they do Dragon Ball Z, they do everything. They've done Demon Slayer. But and I was enjoying the game. I did the whole first chapter, was about an hour long, hit upload. I got hit for music and I got hit for cutscenes. So it's like I don't even think I'm gonna be able to do that series now. And I remember when I was doing Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 or 3, I think it was 3. I was getting hit with those, and I had I contacted a PR person from Bandai, and he's like, I will whitelist your channel, and he did, but that was
whitelist.
Basically, I wouldn't get content ID matches, which is very nice. It was a very kind gesture of him to do that. So basically, they would forego any copyright on my vids. I don't know if that guy's not there anymore, but I started getting them like later. So I don't even want to like force the issue, but yeah, my Demon Slayer got hit, man. That costume too, and them costume cost a couple dollars, yo. The Guardians costume, that jacket, $200, yo.
I actually beat Guardians of the Galaxy because at first, I was like, I don't know if I want to play this because after playing Avengers,
we are all in the same boat. I wasn't gonna play the game, bro. I was not gonna play Guardians at all. In fact, we was watching the Square Enix event doing a live reaction and they showed it. I'm like, yo, I'm not getting that. And I love MCU, DCU, DC, all the superhero stuff. I go see every movie, every TV show. I go to the theaters, all of them, every TV show, right? So I was really excited for the Avengers because I'm like, they look a little generic, but I'm excited for more opportunities to play with heroes. And I got the game and I really loved the first 2 hours because it was like our normal setup, but then we started going to that table, and then it was like, yo, this is not it anymore. So when we seen Guardians, I'm like, yo, this game looks bad. It looks like the frame's bad. I'm like, I'm not buying that, right? So I skipped it. Game Awards come, and before the Game Awards, I had some people like, yo, the game's good. I'm telling you, I'm like, all right, man, whatever.
It got nominated.
Game Awards come, nominated. I'm like, yo, is this game not good? And then I'm talking to people in Discord. They like, yo, I'm gonna start playing it. Whole Discord, everybody that play like, yo, this game is fire. You should play it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play it. And it was everything they said. I really appreciated the fact that we was able to just play the chapter, bro. And just go. I'm tired of playing games, not all, but most. That's the story is 6 hours, but this open world is like 50 hours of busy work. That's not a video game. I don't like that. I really enjoy linear games, and I know it's not best bang for your buck, but I really like to get on the game, play it 8 to 16 hours, get off and go to the next one. I don't want to spend 100 hours on all these games like this. And they did that for us. Then the homie's like, yo, that's the Deus Ex devs. I said, you lying, yo. Ain't no way. I go look, and it was the Deus Ex developer. So I was like, hats off to them. That game's phenomenal, yo. Loved it.
When it comes to video games, I'm more of it to, the whole story-based joints, like, like The Last of Us 2, garbage. I'm sorry. The Last of Us 2, like I was really looking forward to playing Last of Us. Like I beat Last of Us 1. Before I did Last of Us 2, I was like, you know what? Let me play Last of Us 1 first. Bought the remastered version. And then I was like, you know what? Last of Us 2 is about to drop. Let me play this one. And then, I did a live stream on it. And then all of a sudden, the whole thing where, Joel getting killed, I was like, what the fuck is this? And then, certain parts where, you got to play as Abby. And then the ending part, that's just kind of just.
The ending wasn't very good.
The ending was
the ending wasn't very good.
I got so pissed off. I was like, you know what? I'm never playing this shit again. Then they came out with a PS5 upgrade for it. I was like, you know what? Let me test this game out again. And, the PS5 upgrade, it was all right. But did I want to play it again? No. So I was like, let me just test this out and just, that was it. Now, as far as like, story-based games, there's actually some story-based games I'm into. Like I know you've heard of Manhunt. I played Manhunt. In the process of doing Manhunt 2.
Is that good?
Manhunt 2. Okay, all right. Manhunt 2. Basically,
Because they asked me to play it.
Man, all right. And also, I did also.
Okay.
So, Manhunt 2. You're playing as an escapee from a asylum. It still has the manhunt, environment where you go, you sneak up on people, suffocating with plastic bags and everything, using guns or whatever. The basically the story itself is actually good, but there's only a couple of things. Now, when the game first came out, I think it was around Halloween. That game received a lot of backlash because of saying, "Oh, of how graphic it is." Oh, what's the name? You basically you're enacting, the person's execution because they got it for both. They got it for PS2, PSP, and they also got it for the Wii, and they also have it for PC. Now the PC version,
we had that.
Yes, the Wii has that.
Whoa.
Like if you like, I actually have it for PS2, and I also got it for the Wii. So if you're playing it for the Wii, like say if you want to go and get somebody with a plastic bag, you're actually enacting, you're actually reacting, doing the actual execution. Same thing with a knife. You're actually stabbing people
with the motion controls.
Yes.
Oh shoot.
And they said that the game was like, oh, it's too graphic. The story is good. You play as two characters. You play as one character named Daniel Lamb, and then you play his counterpart, which is Leo. But the game itself, like I said, is good. It's just that it received like a lot of backlash for it being too violent. So they actually created a PC version, which is uncensored, unrated, everything. Anything for the console, like for the Wii, the PSP, and the PS2. When you go do an execution, it's censored. Like, say if you want to go up and suffocate somebody with a plastic bag, censored. So if you're willing to play the PC, if you're willing to play Manhunt 2, I suggest you do the PC version. But the PC version, I try to find that one. It's a chunk of change for that one. I'm telling you.
It's probably an emulator that they have the uncut for PS2. Probably
another story-based game that I was really into, that I enjoyed playing. I don't know if you heard of this. It's called Indigo Prophecy.
I'm playing that.
You're playing that?
I have plans to play that. I kept seeing it. In fact, I wanted to play that. I wanted to play a story, like a story-based game this month. But some stuff came up. So I have plans to play Indigo Prophecy because it's on Steam. There's the remakes on Steam.
Okay.
Or the HD remaster. Mm-hmm. And then there's this other game that some people in my Discord was like, yo, the voice acting's not that good, but you'll like it because it's like The Wolf Among Us a little bit. It's called, was it Black Sand or?
Black Sand, never heard of
it. Black Sand? Comic. It's a comic book. You're like a detective. It's Black Sand. It's just called Black Sand.
But yeah, Indigo Prophecy is actually it's a really good game. It's from the people that did that did Beyond Two Souls, Detroit Become Human. It's actually a really good game. I remember it was years ago when back then I used to buy like PlayStation magazines and it came with a demo disc. Yeah,
man. I remember, man. Good times, bro. Good times.
I actually still have that demo disc still to this day. But I still actually have it. So it came with a demo disc. Then I saw that this game it had Indigo Prophecy, and also in other countries it's called Fahrenheit. So I'm messing around with it, and then they gave me, I think it was the first part of it. I was like, yo, I gotta get this. So then that's when I started collecting games, and then I found this for the PS2, and I also found it on PS4. So I was like, you know what? Let me get both of them. And they also got an iPad version. They got a one for the for iPad and iPhone, which happens to be the remastered version, but I'd rather play it on console. But the story itself is actually good. It's just that the voice acting is garbage. Voice acting is garbage. But you really need to try Manhunt 2 for PC and Indigo Prophecy. And there was another game that I was actually playing. Shit. It'll come up to mind. But anyway, what the hell was I about to say? I think you mentioned something about the Incredibles game. First of all, I played it back then. The game is ridiculous.
They're cheating right now. They're cheating on that, bro. I lost my mind on that dash mission, yo.
The dash mission. Yeah, the dash mission is crazy. Basically, you gotta memorize, where everything is, especially when them two trucks are coming out of nowhere. You gotta be like, okay, I gotta go this way, I gotta go that way.
Yeah, like I just kept getting hit by cars and buses. I'm like, yo, why is this like this? Then I obviously, because it's me, I went through and fell through the map and died. It was amazing.
And also, they came out with a second one called The Incredibles: Rise of the Underminer,
I seen.
where you play as Mr. Incredible, and you also play as Frozone, which I've actually tried years ago. I never actually beat the storyline. I was just playing it with my cousin, and I was like, you know what? I actually like this one. But yeah, like I said, so story-based games I'm really into. Now, when it comes to like fighting games, one of my biggest franchises of all time, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. And
Grew up
man,
on
it set the bar for that studio for the story and the cinematics in the fighting games.
Mortal
They're so
Kombat.
well made.
Mortal Kombat, I grew up with ever since Sega Genesis.
Yeah, when
my
we
first,
couldn't pause the game, remember that?
yeah, when we couldn't pause. Well,
You had to have a code. You had to have a code. I think maybe it was a Sega version to pause the game, dude.
I didn't even know that. But yeah, back then, my like I said, Mortal Kombat favorite franchise. I've played literally every single Mortal Kombat game, including
Spinoffs.
including the spinoffs. You
You
have
played Sub-Zero, the 64.
I
One
never
eight.
go.
That's ridiculous, dude.
I'm never going back. I had it for the Nintendo 64 and
Yeah.
the PlayStation 1. I'm never going back to that ever again.
Never gonna beat that game. I gave it up.
I think one of my favorite Mortal Kombat games, well, a couple of them, will happen to be Mortal Kombat Gold for the Sega Dreamcast, which I still own. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, which I've 100% it. I think you did a walkthrough.
I beat that. They cheated.
You do realize you do Liu Kang storyline, then you do Kung Lao storyline, and also if you do both of them, you actually get bonus characters. You actually get Sub-Zero. You actually you get Sub-Zero, and you actually get Scorpion. I don't know if you noticed, but when you was doing that Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks walkthrough, I think you missed maybe three bosses.
Yeah,
three bosses.
I missed three.
You one of them was Ermac.
Yep.
Other one was Melina, and then the other one, when you I don't know if you saw the thing where Sonya was hanging on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you talk to Johnny Cage, he'll actually point you to a door, and you fight Kano, and you have Jax fighting with you. And if you actually beat Kano, there's he'll leave you a health bar. So when you're going up against Shang Tsung and Kataro and Shao Kahn, if you need an extra health upgrade, it's right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed that.
But yeah, and also with Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, they had like these other side quests. Like I said, I was only interested in the story. Like the other side quests, I didn't actually really like. Like it was the smoke side quest. I didn't actually like that one either. But yeah, like I said, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, Mortal Kombat Gold, Deadly Alliance, and of course, Mortal Kombat 11. Now, there was one particular Mortal Kombat game I hated. The game was ass. The game was terrible. The storyline was stupid. It was Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe.
Yo, so everybody, I was going to play that one day, and everybody's like, please, 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 please. The game's trash. And I'm like,
the game is
really
horrible.
that bad?
The game is horrible. All right, basically, you play. You get two storylines. You get the DC storyline. You get the Mortal Kombat storyline. When you start with the DC storyline, the first. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but just pretty much a lot of people that played it. But the DC storyline, the first character you play as is Flash.
What?
Well, yeah, the first character for the DC. Imagine you got two sides. You pick either the Mortal Kombat side or the DC side. Me, I kind of started off with the DC side because I'm big into Batman and the Flash and Green Lantern. The first character you play as is the Flash. Now, everybody there's certain walkthroughs I watched. People like using Flash because he's fast. He's quick with the punches. But the only thing is I don't like is the fatalities that they got for the DC side. So instead of it being a fatality, it's heroic brutality. Like certain characters has a heroic brutality where you don't actually kill your opponent, but on the Mortal Kombat side, you get the original stuff. But the story itself is actually kind of garbage. It really is.
This was before Injustice, right?
Yes, this was before
Injustice. That's why.
Okay. But the game itself is actually garbage. I wouldn't recommend playing that. And then also, I have a lot of people that's trying is coming at me talking about. All right, I did Def Jam Vendetta, which, by the way, one of my most viewed videos was when I faced off DMX, and I also did a tribute to DMX. Rest in peace,
Yeah.
DMX. I did Def Jam Fight for New York, which happens to be one of my favorite ones. I'm not ready to do Def Jam Icon. The game is garbage.
Nah, and music. You'll have to turn the music off.
That's also another thing. So here's what happened. Majority of my Def Jam Vendetta. Well, no. Here's what happened. I did Def Jam Fight for New York. Now I turned the music off. Now a lot of people send me requests to do fights because if people send me requests, they're like, hey, I want to see this person fight this person. Every majority of the videos that I did for Def Jam Fight for New York and why got copyright. Even the loading screen got copywritten, and I was like, you know what? I don't know if I could be able to do this anymore. I still get requests for that for fights, for that buzz. You
have to turn the music off. Like even when I played Midnight Club, I just played that.
Yeah,
I had to turn all the music off. I had music that was from a royalty-free site that I had to put in the back.
Yeah, you made I've tried Midnight Club 3 Double Edition years ago.
Man.
I'm never playing, especially with the exotic cars that you got to go up against. Also, another thing about car games. There's one particular game that I'm stuck on, and I'm still playing to this day. Need for Speed Most Wanted.
I played that one, right? I did Heat.
Heat was short.
I did Most Wanted.
Yeah, you did Most Wanted on the 360.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this: the amount of bounty that you got to go up against to get the races and
you're not cheesing that though, right?
Yes, you go up on the what's the name, bus station.
Yeah. Go to the bus station, sit there.
I'm still on blacklist number 4.
Oh,
blacklist number 4 it's not the races, it's not the milestones, it's the bounty where you get chased with all the cop cars and everything. That's what's getting me, and I'm still playing it to this day. I mean, I've been getting requests talking about stuff. Oh, get back to Need for Speed Most Wanted. I was like, I don't know if I want to touch that because it's gonna come to a point where I might want to break something. I mean, there has been streams that I've done where I played Cuphead and I literally had a mental breakdown because of how hard the game is. Also, another thing about games nowadays, certain games is not really that hard.
Most games aren't hard,
but I'm telling you right now,
as hell though.
I'm telling you right now, once you get to I guess back in the days, I played Urban Reign on very hard.
Right. I played it. That's what I put on extreme.
Yeah, the extreme difficulty.
It was foolish. Foolish.
Never again, especially when I went up against those 2 big, stocky guys. Never again. Never playing that. Never playing that ever again. There has been some games that I kind of rage quit on, like Crash Bandicoot, which
Did you play 4?
Man,
4. We thought 1 was hard. 1 was definitely hard. 4?
4. Let me tell you something.
4 is the hardest of the series by far. No questions asked. It's not even close. 4 is unreal.
The last level where you use all the masks.
Yo, I died 83 times.
It took me, I don't know how many hours to finish that. And I was like, after this, I'm never playing this ever again. Then, of course, they came out with, the PS5 version. So I was like, okay, then, let me try it again. But ever since that last level, I was like, I'm done. I'm never playing this. And that's also another thing, Crash Bandicoot, I'm big in the series. There has been a couple of, trash Crash Bandicoot games. I don't know if you heard of this one, but you ever heard of Crash Twinsanity?
What's that, 2?
No, Crash Twinsanity. It's basically after Crash the Wrath of
I didn't play. I never played that.
Okay, so Crash Twinsanity is basically is like another spinoff. It's not like when you finish one level, you go into the warp room. This one's a little bit different because you're not only playing as Crash, you're playing as Dr. Neo Cortex, and you're basically going around collecting gems, and it's like an open world type of game.
That doesn't sound fun at all. The
game is horrible. Wrath of Cortex, which happens to be, they say that it's one of the best ones, but to me, honestly, it's one of the worst ones. I did around 5 episodes for Crash, the Wrath of Cortex, never going back to that ever again. And also another thing, you got children's games. They're supposed to be nice and
they lied to us. They got me 4 times now. 4 times. And I'm like, yo, how is this for children? Because there's no way.
I played Finding Nemo. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play
There's a game for that. I didn't know that.
I played Finding Nemo. It took me literally almost 4 months to complete it. That's how ridiculous it is. Especially, it's supposed to be a kid's game, and it's like
now,
what is this?
Let me see, because right now, so you know, I got Eddie. He does all my not all. He does like the drawings for my thumbnails. He does them. So he did my Incredibles. I also had him do Teen Titans and Monster House. I'm gonna probably play both of those at some point this year. I just don't know when.
That's another game that cost me a lot of money. Teen Titans. Because I ended up buying two versions of it: the PS2 version and the one that's most expensive is the Xbox version for the original Xbox. See, like when I go game hunting, I try to find like all the I try to get like majority of the rare
editions.
The more rare games. Like I recently picked up Need for Speed Carbon, the collector's edition. I found it at a flea market, and I looked it up, and basically the game is worth a lot of money. If you plan on doing, I don't know if you plan on doing another car racing game, but Need for Speed Carbon is not that good. Don't go to Need for Speed Carbon. Need for Speed Underground, Need for Speed Underground 2, Most Wanted are literally the three best ones. Need for Speed Carbon, garbage. Don't ever go to that.
I was thinking, I told them like I never, because I've only gone as far back as PS2 and Xbox. I've never done on YouTube any 64 PS1. I was like, I might do Diddy Kong Racing one day, but I don't know if that's a good idea. Them bosses on there. That was absurd.
They actually got two versions of Diddy Kong Racing. Did you know? They got the Diddy Kong Racing for the Nintendo 64, and they also got a handheld version for the DS.
I didn't know that. They were saying like maybe like 4 years ago that they were going to do a sequel to that, and I've been waiting. Like sometimes we wait a long time for sequels. Like you'll be a little kid and you won't get a sequel until you're grown. It's crazy.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, certain games, it's made for kids, but it's like it's hard. And another one of my favorite franchises that I grew up like that got me started into gaming, Sonic.
What about there's a new Sonic coming out. You seen the movie?
Yeah,
I never seen that movie.
Oh, of course.
The movie's fire.
What did you think of it?
I seen both of them. I seen because I spend a lot of time in movie theaters. Like I told the viewers, I see everything in the movie theater. All the action movies, all the musicals, whatever kind of movie you like to see at home, I'll watch it in theaters. I've probably been to the movies 30 times, and maybe not 30, maybe 20 times in the last 3-4 months, something like that. We always go to the movies. I thoroughly enjoy that movie and the ending without saying what happened.
I ain't gonna say nothing, but certain, I'm all I'm gonna say is certain somebody is gonna be in number 3. I'm not gonna say who it is. So to anybody that's watching this, I'm not gonna say, just go see the movie. And if people don't feel like going to go see it at the movie theater, they did make an announcement that it is going to be on Paramount Plus. So if you do happen to have Paramount Plus and you want to watch it again, it's on there.
I'm tired of that too, right there, bro. What? These subscriptions, dog. Like we people got off cable. They're like, damn, F cable. Like I get to watch movies for $12 a month. You know what I'm saying? Now Paramount, Netflix, Disney, Hulu, Peacock, All Black TV, Paramount Plus. That's just to name a few. There's way more than that. If you paying $200 a subscription. Easy.
I have an app on my phone that's called True. It's called True Bill. It will basically let me know. It's like, hey, you're spending this much on subscriptions. You're doing this. You're doing that. Yeah, I gotta. I've been kind of being easy on that because one of these because sometimes when I'm not looking, I get a ringer on my phone, be like, hey, a subscription just renewed. I'll be like, I thought I canceled it. That's also nothing. But what did you think of the Sonic movie?
I mean, so one of the things that I really liked, because like I said, I love both movies. I took my niece; she was only like 3, and then after she seen that movie, she wanted everything Sonic. She called herself Sonic book bag, Sonic this, Sonic that. She was really into Sonic. The second movie, the thing I really like is it's really way more about Sonic. Like his family's in the movie, but they're major backseat to it being a Sonic movie. So it's way more about him and the Emerald and the stuff that we saw when we are playing the games when we as kids. You know what I mean? That's really more prevalent in the in the story. So obviously Jim Carrey did a great job being, you know, himself while being Eggman, and you know, Knuckles. They did a good job with Knuckles' personality, because that's how I always saw Knuckles anyway, even though I don't think he was like that in the Sonic Adventure games, as far as being I was getting like he was kind of like, he was real sarcastic, but he just not on purpose, you know what I mean, like Drax or whatever. And like I said, man, that ending, you know what I mean, when he turned into that guy,
I was like,
because I didn't know that was going to be in the movie. He turned
I did not know either.
You know,
I did not know. I was
then the credits came on, and it's so fire because we grown. But to see kids, because I was in there was so many kids in the theater. It was beautiful.
Same here.
I seen that boy couldn't have been no older than like 11, and then he's seen somebody at the end of the movie. And he's like, oh my God. And he said his name. I'm like, that's so fire that they get us excited for some stuff that got us excited when we as kids. Cause I don't always know how much the kids know about the stuff that we grew up on. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, to see some of them like know that, it's amazing.
Yeah, like I said, so one of my favorite franchises is Sonic. You know, Sonic came out, you know, a couple good games, a couple of bad ones, you know, a couple of bad ones. I'm probably
Sonic Boom?
Sonic Boom was actually garbage. Sonic Forces, garbage.
Well, the new one, I haven't played Sonic since Sonic Adventure 2. I'm hoping that the new one's good, because I do want to play another Sonic.
The new one, this one actually kind of got me right here. Okay, so check me out. So Sonic Mania, you know, eventually came out, and there was like around maybe, how much was it? Like around maybe 20, 30 bucks. Now, when they showed the trailer for this, for Sonic Origins, you know, you get Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic CD, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3 with Knuckles. The thing that I don't like about it is the price. Didn't Sonic Mania was like 20, 30 bucks, but this one is around maybe $40. And if you get the deluxe version, it's 45. And then on top of that, they got this chart. Basically, if you pre-order the game, you know, if you pre-order the regular version, you get the, you know, you get the game, and then plus you get a bunch of, you know, extra stuff. Then on top of that, they got like this tier list. If you get the deluxe version, then they got this other one called the fun pack version, and then it's like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And on top of, you know, the game, you know, is going to be available for all consoles. Nintendo Switch is coming soon, apparently. But the game itself, like when I saw the trailer, I actually enjoyed it. You know, I actually pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
But I actually like it. But, you know,
so I'm going to probably grab that. I'm going to play that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I want to play. I'm just really into linear games at this point, man. It makes my life easier. I mean, I'll play the open world games. There's just only a few of them that do it right. You know what I mean? Most of the open world games do not do it right. So when I see Sonic, I'm hoping it's not, you know, I don't need 70 hours out of your game if it's not a entertaining 70. Like I mentioned Persona earlier. Yeah. I finished Persona with 180 hours. I thoroughly enjoyed that. You know what I'm saying?
Persona 5 took me a while to finish. The PS5 version. Well, actually, I ended up buying the Battle Royale version. I think that's what
it's called. Royale. And then there's Strikers. I never played Persona Strikers yet.
I've had people that was like, yo, you need to try out Persona Strikers. I was like, I get to when I get to it. But I really was, you know, I actually enjoyed Persona 5 Royale. But, you know, even though the other guy was a straight up weirdo, but still. Yeah. Straight up weirdo. I mean, if I have to also say one of my other favorite like story-based games, LA Noire.
Oh, of course. And it's, oh man, so far ahead of its time, still stands up, but that studio closed like a month after that game came out.
LA Noire happens to be one of my favorite games.
Man, that's a great. I love that time period. Man, Ricky was just talking about that on stream. That whole 40s time period on any movies, TV shows, or games. I don't know why, it's just really appealing to me. And I was hoping we would get another game like that. I just don't think we will, man. It's been 11 years.
I mean, yeah, LA Noire is one of my favorite joints. You know, even though you know, there's a couple of scenes on there that kind of, you know, disgusted me. You know, you know, I mean, of course, you know, there's pedophilia. You know, a whole bunch of other stuff. Right. I think there was one chapter that I was doing. Dude talking about some I saw a dead body and he was kissing her. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That kind of made me literally after I saw that, I actually threw up. I was like,
oh man,
what is wrong? I was like, what is wrong with y'all? I mean, there's a lot of games that I played that dealt with pedophilia. Persona, that's one.
The gym teacher, weirdo.
Yeah. What was it? GTA, Vice City Stories, which I've actually owned.
I forgot about that.
GTA Vice City Stories, which I've actually owned for PSP and for PS2. That one. And another one, LA Noire. I mean, I've never seen any other type of ones that, that dealt with that,
Yeah,
like
they don't really do it.
I mean, I'm into the games, so that's more into story based. Like, if I want to get into like fighting, like if I'm in a fighting mood, I'd be like, I'm about to put on a fighting game, hop on it for about maybe 15, 20 minutes. But as far as like story based, I'm on it for hours. But also another thing, you said that you was also big into the whole DC. What was your thoughts on the Batman movie?
I really like the movie,
even though it was 3 hours long.
But I always tell people I don't watch the movies the same way most like casual fans watch. I look at cinematography, I look at actor performances, lighting, and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of that stuff gets overlooked, and a lot of people don't notice that until it's bad.
Okay.
So I like a lot of the performances. And the thing is, obviously we're not going to spoil anything, but
no,
he's not Batman yet.
No, he's basically he's about to become.
Yeah, his name is Vengeance. He doesn't even have the name. He don't have a lot of gadgets yet. He's not very good at his job. He's not a good Bruce Wayne yet. And I don't mean the actor. I mean the character, the way it's written. He's really new to all of this stuff. So he's not really the guy. And they did a good job showing that. The movie is really long. There's not as much action as people thought it would be.
No.
But it is a detective game. I enjoyed it, and that knowing that first of all, that when you make that, there has to be at least 3 movies minimum. So knowing that we still have other movies coming, like I'm looking forward to that. Plus, like, a lot of people don't know actors because they only know them for certain roles.
Yep. So
a lot of people did not know that. What's his name? That he played Batman.
Which one? I mean, the only few people that I know that played Batman was Christian Bale.
Yeah. He's a good actor. He's just people seen him in Twilight and in Harry Potter, and they're like, why they like y'all? People won't have to learn to stop questioning as hard the casting that Marvel and DC has been doing. If you're gonna look at some of the articles from 2007 and 8 and all of that stuff, there was like, why would they cast Heath Ledger, blah blah blah, and why would they cast this guy Thor? Nobody knows him. Like, and then these people become those characters and everybody loves them for it. Or even Robert Downey Jr., he was in a really bad space.
Yeah.
Terrible reputation. He got cast as Iron Man. It usually works out. So I like the movie. It was slow, it was long, but I like to go to the movie. So
a lot of people, basically was criticizing the movie, talking about some. I mean, I was watching this YouTuber that goes by Philip DeFranco, and
I know Philly D.
Yeah, he basically did a piece where some people was criticizing the movie, saying that there was a couple of good people, and basically criticizing, saying that there was way too many black people. Like you got
I seen that.
Like one of the actors that's playing Catwoman, African American. Then you got the mayor, Zoe Kravitz, and then you got the mayor, and then you also got Commissioner Gordon. They're basically criticizing, talking about, there's way too many black people in this movie. I was like, if you read the comics, it basically tells you everything.
I mean, it wouldn't have bothered me whether those characters were white, black, or whatever. But like
I was saying to myself,
do you know how many characters they turn into white people though? Like, I don't even want to go down that.
Nah.
I mean, we don't want to unpack that, but like, I don't really care. Like, remember when the Karate Kid remake came out?
Yeah.
No, I mean, nobody really cared, about that. But people, Lord Jesus, man.
I mean, all people's looking is just to start an argument. That's why I was like, me personally, I enjoyed the movie, even though, like I said, it was 3 hours long, and sitting in that hard ass chair in the movie theater.
I'm sorry, y'all go. I go to the Dolby Cinema, and then you did the seats. They got the recliner seats, and they got the sound that moves that vibrates everybody's chair as it like crosses. Like, if you ever get a chance to go to Dolby Cinema, if you have one in your area.
No, we don't.
So we have So I have a regular AMC theater.
That's the one we have.
One of the auditoriums in there, out for like years, we would walk past it. Like, hey, what's this little blue? I mean, you walk past it because one of the rooms, like the theaters inside was like blue. We never did it. And then one day we were going to go see Dune last year.
Okay.
So that was planned in there. So she's like, I'll just get tickets for this time. We go in there and we're sitting down, and then the preview comes up because they're introducing the Dolby Cinema to you, bro. When the sound came on and that whooshed and the seat shook, we looked. I said, "What is this?" So now we're spoiled. We try to get any movies that we can in that particular auditorium. I mean, and when we got to sit in the regular seats, we be in there bitching like regular.
I mean,
seats,
I don't know if you saw this yet, but did you happen to get a chance to see the new Jackass movie?
No, that's one of the movies I actually missed in theaters. That I might actually do like a Discord movie night. We might watch that in there.
You do realize they got a Jackass game out, right? Yeah,
I wanted to play it. But the music.
I actually did maybe the first episode of it, and mind you, I turned down the music as low as like maybe.
They still got you.
They still got me.
Yeah, that's why I didn't do it.
But now I'm trying to figure out if I do this. I mean, because the game is literally is short.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like if I do this, do I gotta? Or maybe if I put like music of my own in the background, or if I just do it with just no music whatsoever. That's another thing with certain games. Like certain games, I'd be like, you know what, I want to be able to do this, but I don't know if I'm going to get hit with copyright claims or copyright strikes, or if it's just going to get blocked worldwide. Prime example, I did WWE 2K22. I'm still playing it right now. I did the career mode. Certain parts, because I was doing Rey Mysterio's showcase. Have you tried the new WWE yet?
I have it. I bought it, and I'm kind of scared to attempt.
Now the game is actually good.
I played a little bit online with Ricky and them, and it's well made. Finally,
yeah, the game's actually good. Yeah. The 2K20. I don't know what the hell happened with that one. That was hell no. But yeah, so like I said, so I'm actually doing the showcase. I did like maybe an hour, and all of a sudden I upload it to YouTube. Basically, like how I do my vids is I will make maybe 10 to like 20 videos. I try my best, because last year I wasn't as consistent as I used to be, because normally I do like 10 or 20 videos, or if I'm in the mood, I do like a live stream. But I did WWE 2K22, and I did like an hour for the showcase, and certain clips got me flagged.
Yeah, that happened to me on WWE 2K13 or 14.
Never played that one.
That was when you do you replay like legendary matches and stuff, but there's like a scene from the real match before as they introduce it. So I was getting hit for those. But do you have, so I had something called Epidemic Sound, by the way, if anybody's watching and they're trying to figure out like how to get free music. It's not free.
Epidemic Sound. No, I don't.
Epidemic Sound is you pay $15 a month, and there's hundreds of thousands of songs on there. And you could put them in your YouTube videos and you will not get a copyright.
Yeah,
they're safe to use. That's what I use, because I feel like I started to getting targeted a little bit by labels. They were hitting me for 3 seconds of a song, and you can have a 30-minute video with 3 seconds, and they will give all your revenue to the artist for 3 seconds.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, that's not ideal. So I got Epidemic Sounds. So all the songs, all the beats, any of that stuff on any of the videos is all from that. They have sound effects. They have music of every genre possible. They even have like little collections on there. If you just want to go to like the YouTube funny section on there, they have that. They have mid-trap. They got everything. I get all my stuff on there, and that's what I put in the background. I would love to play games with sound. Yeah. Because some of that experience is immersive, and that is part of the game. And when we have to get rid of that, it's not the same. You know what I mean?
Ain't the same no more. Especially like you're playing like Grand Theft Auto. You know, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Best soundtracks ever.
Right. The radio's fire on there. You gotta turn it off.
Got to turn the music off. Like one Grand Theft Auto game that I would say to have like one of the best soundtracks. GTA San Andreas. Why I like bumping to that old, because I'm more into, you know, old school hip hop. You know, I like bumping to that. You know, I like listening to that, but it's like I gotta turn it off. There was one part in there that because I did GTA San Andreas, the definitive edition for PS5. There was literally one part. Imagine, I turned the music off, everything turned off. The part when I was on doing the lowrider challenge, a little bit of Cypress Hill played, got flagged.
I got you.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this or not. You know, I'm scared to do a lot of GTA games because I don't know if I'm going to get flagged or not. So.
You know what you should do? What you should do? Do what I do. What I usually do if I'm getting ready to start a series, I'll type in. I'll look to see who else has played it on YouTube.
Okay.
And I'll scroll through a couple of their videos in their playlist, and I'll hit show more in the description to see if there's a music suggestion. Yeah. And if they don't have it, then there's a good chance they did not get flagged. If they do, it's like, all right, I can't play this because I wanted to play the Italian Job. People have been asking me to play the Italian Job.
I never knew that even existed
for a long time, but like there's a theme. The movie has a theme, and on a lot of the cutscene, that theme plays, but that theme is copywritten. So like from the beginning of the first scene, the theme is playing. Can't turn it off. If I turn the music off, the music is still on the cutscene. So there's just stuff like that I can't play. You know what I mean? Right now.
The Italian, I never even knew the Italian Job actually. I mean, I heard the movie, but as far as the game, I never even knew.
Yeah, there's a Sopranos game that I was going to play that I started recording.
That was
there's music on there.
That was another game that I wanted to do. I had, what's it called? The Sopranos Road to Respect.
Road to Respect, yeah.
I actually own it. I actually owned the physical copy for PS2. It was actually dirt cheap. I actually wanted to do that one, but then I did maybe the first episode, got hit. And that was because I was in the strip club part, and I got hit. And I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Same thing with the I do want to do the Godfather. I do want to do the Godfather.
But I did both of those.
I don't know if
I don't think I got hit on those. I don't think I got hit on those at all. But I think I turned the music off because for a few years, I just turned all the music on the games off. It's not up until maybe 3 years ago, I started turning the music on some of the games. Because you don't usually get hit for music that was made for the game. Usually you get hit for music that they licensed out that was already made. Yeah. And then it got to the point because I work with Ubisoft a few times a year. I was playing, they had sent me Odyssey early. And
Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
Yes. And I had they sent it to me like a week early too. And then they was like, hey, would you submit your video so we can review it? I was like, sure, no problem. I submitted it. They was like, oh, cool, great. You can go ahead and post it. And they was like, just FYI, you can also turn the music on if you want. There's no copyright. And I was like, okay. I mean, so that was kind of like my marker for when I remember kind of turning music back on. Because like music is a very important part of the experience. And you don't know until it's either gone or bad how important it is.
You know, a couple of games from Ubisoft, you know, I actually enjoy. You know, there's one particular game from Ubisoft that I hate. It's a PS2 game, and one Street Ball. And
they cheat on there. Bruh, it's just like these games, they just read your inputs. Some of them, they have AI that react to what you're doing. And some of the games have it that as soon as you push a button, the game just knows. And they calculate and they do something. And one is one of those games.
I tried a bit. All right, so I'm on the part where I'm still stuck on this one to this day, where I'm going up against the pharmacist, where you gotta steal the ball from him. I think it's 3 times. Even when you're close by him, you keep trying to steal the ball. It's like it's not doing that.
And he won't steal it. Yep.
And so it's like I don't even know if I even want to play this. I mean, people was like, "Oh, get back to because basically I have a problem where." I mean, I've admitted to it. There's certain walkthroughs that I've done, but if I get real tired of it, I don't want to deal with this no more. I'd be like, I'm gonna go back to that one whenever I can. Because this year, I kind of said, every walkthrough that I've started, I'm trying to finish. Yeah, I have a problem with that. And one of the walkthroughs I'm trying to finish as of today, Need for Speed Most Wanted. Because I just want to be done with that and just get rid of it. I won't mess with it no more. It's just that the boundaries, it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
also,
that happens to me sometimes when I'm like, all right, man, I want to be done with this game. It's going on for too long. And, like, obviously Assassin's Creed Valhalla did that to me. That literally changed the way I approached walkthroughs after that. Never again.
It's funny you say that because there's only one Assassin's Creed game that I've played and finished, and that was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
So yeah, so that whole, I love that whole trilogy. 3 wasn't bad. I appreciate it more now than I did when I played it. 4, I love the ship stuff. That's why I like the game. It has nothing to do with the story or the main character. In fact, there's major holes in the story, like him having all the assassin skills as soon as the game started, with no explanation as to why he has eagle vision and all that kind of stuff. And then they took a break. The movie was trash. I seen that in theaters. And then
it was garbage.
Yeah, they brought out the they kind of redid the whole system in the game style. I really liked Origins. I like Odyssey, but it started getting a little too long. And then Valhalla, I was really excited because I know I enjoyed Odyssey, and that game is absurdly long. There's no reason for that game to be that long with that much filler. And the crazy thing about Valhalla, one of the story arcs was so good that could have been the whole game. You just have this arc, you flesh it out, and phenomenal. People would have loved the game, but that wasn't the focal point of the game. In fact, the plot twist on there for me was the best plot twist in the history of that series. This dude just finessed his way through present day. Somehow he just finessed, and I did not see this coming at all. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. But people didn't play the game long enough to get there because you had to spend over 100 hours.
I need to get Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The only reason why I haven't getting it because I saw so many people playing it, was like,
too long. It's too long, knowing that, like, and we from like the Assassin's Creed games that were that 8 to 16 hour range, where you could finish it in 8 if you kind of run through it, or you can get 16 to 20 if you want to do side quests and settlement building and all that. That's what I like. So when we started getting the games where it was 40, 50, 100, 150 hours, it's like, this is too long. And it's not about value and getting more for your dollar. This is not a quality experience for this many hours. So, like, you should cut it down. So they said they're going to go back to the original kind of Assassin's experience, because that's the other issue with the franchise. Has turned it, you're no longer an assassin in the way that you're supposed to be. You're more of a mercenary. You go into a place, there's 30 soldiers here, you just kill all of them and leave. There's no sneaking around. There's not a reason to do it anymore. And I really used to enjoy having to sneak around and strategize, and you get outnumbered, you run away and hide in a haystack. And I enjoyed that. The game that they don't offer that anymore. You're a one-man killing machine. You go in and you just wipe dudes out, and then you leave the area. That's all you do. There's no variation or anything like that. So they need to make some really big changes. And Ubisoft as a whole, there's a lot of, I don't think enough time is being spent on some of the games because they're too similar to the other games. Like, there's no reason that if I play Rainbow Six or Ghost Recon, that it immediately feels like I'm playing The Division.
There's only one Ghost Recon game I've ever beaten and completed, and that was Ghost Recon
PS3. I had the one on PS3. I like that one.
No, not that one.
Can't remember what it's called. Breakpoint and Wildlands.
That's the
one. You like
that?
I skipped that whole thing.
I actually enjoyed that one. You're going up against a cartel. I actually kind of enjoyed that one. Even though the game is long, but still, I kind of enjoyed that one a little bit.
Yeah. My thing was, the reason I skipped it is because they brought out the Division that year. It's like, why having two games as a service live series games at one time? I don't know why. Why do this? Why not just take the manpower that you're splitting between two games and just put it into one of them, and then you'll have? Because my other issue with the industry is they have blueprints on successful other games. You can just follow it and do your own twist to it and have a great game, but instead they ignore it. The Destiny has set the tone for live service games. That's one of the few games in that live service arena that does it right. Why not just follow their blueprint with their loot system and, tune it to how you want and have it, work that way? Have a real roadmap. These games ain't doing that. They have a whole game, but they don't have an end game. So when I played the Division 1, I really played the entire game for a long time until the end, and there was nothing for us to do. The Dark Zone wasn't fun enough for me to spend an extra 30 or 40 hours, so I stopped playing it. And then when 2 came out, they made improvements from 1, but they still did not have enough in-game content. I need to know with this live service game that once I beat this, that's only the beginning. That's how it's supposed to be. Like Monster Hunter, you play Monster Hunter?
I only played it once, and
Which
I was
one?
about it. The Nintendo Switch version.
Okay, it's very addictive, by the way. Like I played that. I think I had between PC. That's one of the games I got on PC. I bought 2 copies, PC and PS4. I think I had 400 plus hours on there between the 2 versions. Like you could beat the story in 20, 30 hours. But that's the beginning for real. One after that is when you really get the game, but there's not enough games that do that. Like it's there's not really a plan. We seen Anthem, which was a disaster of a rollout.
That was completely garbage. It's like it was so like I was like, you know what, let me try out Anthem. And I bought it for PS4. It crashed my whole PS4 to the point where I had to reset my entire PS4.
See, and this is what I'm saying. Like, okay, yeah, like it's just there's these games. The industry, for me personally, there are some AAA games that I really get excited for, and when it comes out, it's not broken and it's not buggy. But when we get, most of the games have one of 4 or 5 issues.
Yeah. Right.
Delayed, buggy, broken, incomplete, or complete disappointment. It's one of those 5 or more. It's at least one. Like it's not often where we get a game that's done. Yeah. Content is there. It's not riddled with microtransactions and it works. You know what I mean? Like most of the time there's stuff missing. Like, and I even talked to Xbox fans that they were upset about Halo not getting the content rollout and improvements at launch. They didn't even launch with co-op for the campaign. Really How do you do that?
And then on top of that, with the whole Halo game, the other thing that I really did not like was the launch date. They launched it around maybe 5 o'clock in the morning for people to play.
Why not midnight?
I don't know.
Or noon. One of the 2. Like I don't get it.
I mean the game. I mean I tried the campaign mode. I loved enjoyed it. I liked it, even though the game was hard. By the way,
it was hard as hell. I played on what was that, Legend? I think it did this. Man,
never again. But yeah, now you mentioned something about games being buggy and everything. Yeah, I really don't like games that are like incomplete and everything. There's certain type of games that I don't like that are buggy. Certain one, Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, that's the poster boy for like what you should not do. They're literally the example of what not to do.
Like when I first purchased Cyberpunk 2077, because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna buy it. And actually, I purchased 2 copies, one for PS4. This one I had a PS4 at the time. I ended up trading that in. I ended up purchasing 2 copies, one for PS4 and the other one digital for PS5. Now, when I played it on the PS5, it was actually working perfectly fine until I got played on the PS4. Blue screened.
I had it on PC. I had 3 progression bugs where I could not continue the story because there was a bug that would not let me. So I had to wait for a patch 3 times.
Yeah, people's heads getting chopped off. Floating out of midair. Cars just appearing out of nowhere. You're going off the map. I was like, I'm not playing this.
Yeah, there's no reason. And the game's actually good.
Yeah, it is.
Without all the mess, it's actually a good game.
I actually bought it because I was like, I'm actually give this game a shot. And also because, Keanu Reeves is in. I was like, I'm actually try this out. But then, once I played it on the PS4, I was like,
you beat it or no?
No.
So did you at least get to the twist of why Keanu Reeves is in the game?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
But yeah,
then
so
after that,
I'm waiting for the expansion. I think they're just gonna come out like next year. That's kind of a long ways away, but like I have bigger. The Witcher 4, they're working on that now too.
I'm not really a Witcher fan, you know, like that. I mean,
I only played 3. I love 3. I had 2 progression bugs on there too, though.
I mean, Witcher, I've never actually played it before. I mean, there's been some times where I've never played any of the Witcher games, never watched the Netflix series.
The series is great on Netflix as well.
I mean, I should check it out.
Check out The Witcher 3, and that's one of those games. So I mentioned open world games. The game's being too long. That I never felt like that playing that game. There's games that offer you an experience where you don't feel like that it's wasted hours. Like you guys got a ton of hours, but you enjoying it. That's the example of how to do an open world game, you know. And there's so many missions to do, and they raised the bar for other open world games, because when I'm playing that, I wasn't used to having all these side quests fully voice acted with their own arcs like that, and there was so many of them. A lot of the times, the side quests, you know, there's only a few voice actors, so you hear similar voices, or there's no voices. And it's more so a bulletin, and you go and you pick up a paper and you read it, and then that's how you get your side quest. But on there, fully acted and all of that kind of stuff. Opportunities to have multiple endings, and you know, you make decisions on what to do with certain characters in the game, whether you want them alive or not. I really like that. And then after that came out, I immediately noticed changes in other games, especially Assassin's Creed Origins. Right after I played Witcher and I played Origins, I said, yeah, they played The Witcher. Ain't no way they didn't. The layout, the side quests, all that stuff. And that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like they obviously played that and they decided to up their game a little bit. You know, but yeah, that's one of the open world games, one of the few where it's like, okay, this is good. I could see 80 to 300 hours on there. There's some people in my Discord that platinumed it 400 hours.
If I was to guess, literally, I mean, and that's another thing about platinum games. I've only platinumed maybe one game, and that's for the PS3. And that was because it was part of the Jack and Daxter collection. Yeah. Jack and Daxter, the first one. I've only platinumed that once. And literally, I try to platinum games, but then, you know, it gets to the point it's like I can't get every single thing. So I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I platinumed that, and I've also platinumed the first Sly Cooper from the Sly collection. That's
never played Sly Cooper. Bought the game, bought the collection, have it sitting on the shelf, and I have not played it yet.
If you ever gonna play the Sly Cooper collection, you got to start with the first one, and of course, start with the first one. The first one is, you know, is good. Second one is good. Third one is okay. The fourth one,
I didn't know there was that many in there.
Yeah, the fourth one, that's the Thieves in Time. You get a chance to play as everybody. I think, well, Thieves in Time, you play as Sly, and also you get a chance to play as Sly Cooper's ancestors. Now, with the other 3 Sly Coopers, well, the first Sly Cooper you play as, you know, as Sly, and then there's certain mini games you play as Bentley, and there's maybe 2 parts you play as Murray. They're basically races. Now, as far as the Sly Cooper 2, Sly Cooper 3, you play as everybody. You play as Sly, Bentley, Murray. Now, Sly Cooper 3, you play as Sly, Bentley, Murray, including the Carmelita Fox, the police officer. You get a chance to play as her as well.
Is that a Naughty Dog game?
I think it's Sucker Punch. What's the name? I think it's a Naughty Dog game. I think. Let me double check.
Oh, it is Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
It's Punch, right.
Yeah, it is Sucker Punch. What's the name? Jack and Daxter. That's Naughty Dog.
Yeah,
Sucker
there
Punch
you go. Okay.
But I noticed that you did Jack 3. Will you ever play Jack 1 or Jack 2?
Maybe. Like right now, because you know, with all like the massive amount of games that I missed back in PS2, because I didn't really have money. It's for a lot of the games. My list is so goddamn thick, boy. Like I gotta really figure out, like, yo, what do I really want to play, or people really want to watch? You know what I mean? And that's kind of how
There is one particular game I do want to start on. I just don't know if it will make a good vid. Afro Samurai.
I'm playing Afro Samurai. I played briefly when I had GameFly. No, it wasn't GameFly. I forgot how I played it. This was years ago. I played like the first level, and I thought it was excellent. I just never did anything with it. Man, shoot, maybe I can do that instead of Demon Slayer one day because it's not going to work. But yeah, it was cool.
I played Afro Samurai. I think I did like the first part of it. I was like, yo, I actually enjoyed this one. And then I started doing some research and I found out they had a second one. I was like, okay,
it's horrendous.
Let me find a second one. And then I was like, okay, let me look it up on the PlayStation Store. It ain't there.
Nope. They took it down. They refunded everybody. It was a worse rollout than Cyberpunk. It was one of the worst video game rollouts that you can imagine. And they canceled it. They never. And you know what else? We all hate this. There's nobody that says, yeah, I like this. Like if I have a game, when you bring a sequel out, do not turn my game into an episodic game. That sucks. I don't like that. We hate it. Hitman, we hate that you've done that. They tried to do away for Samurai, it didn't work out. There's a few games. It's like, do not make this episodic. I don't like it. Even Life is Strange 3 was episodic, but for this game, they decided to give you the whole game out.
The whole thing.
Give me the whole game, or if it is episodic, you give me one episode a week, not one every 6 weeks. That's bad for your game. Nobody wants to wait 6 weeks. I could do, and the reason I say once a week is because TV shows are like that. So I could deal with, I'm talking about only narrative games, not Hitman, like shit, that's completely narrative. If you put it out once a week, I think we could deal with that because we'll have something to look forward to, knowing that this Friday, part 2, part 3, whatever. But making me wait 9 months to play your game, that's weak.
No, I don't like any type of games. Any type of game that's episodic, I don't like.
Yeah.
I did manage to try out Life is Strange 3 True Colors. I mean, I actually, I enjoyed it.
One is the best though.
Yeah, one is the best. Two was decent. Two was was okay, but any type of games that are like episodic, I kind of don't like. I think the last episodic game I also tried was the Batman Telltales. And then that's when the company shut down and everything.
They're back though, so they have rights to some of their stuff. I want to play The Wolf Among Us 2. I always wanted to play a season 2. Did you play the first one?
No.
You have to play it. So if the whole game is out, so you don't have to wait. But out of those Telltale games, that is probably from a story standpoint. Maybe not my connection to the characters, but from a story standpoint, that's the best one, in my opinion. Okay. It's amazing. You should play it.
All right. Well, before I let you go, because I don't want to take up too much of your time. Yeah. But have you been hearing any type of news for the new Spider-Man game and for the new God of War Ragnarok?
Neither. Like we're all kind of. I don't know what's going on. God of War, maybe this year. I'm thinking fourth quarter. Spider-Man, I would say next year. I didn't want to be willfully foolish and think that they was going to put out Horizon, God of War, and Spider-Man in the same year. First of all, it's a bad idea. Yeah. Because I understand you're confident in your games, but like you don't put out those 3 games all in the same year. That's bad. That's just bad. You separate those. You put out 2 in 1 year because they do that sometimes, but not all 3. Ragnarok, we don't really know. We're waiting on some PlayStation event will probably pop up and they'll finally have footage. They're still not ready to show it yet. I don't know what's going on with Spider-Man. Don't know what's going on with Wolverine. And also don't know randomly. This is not one of the 3. I don't know what's going on with Breath of the Wild 2 either.
I don't know if they delayed that, but as far as the Spider-Man, for what I did hear, that it is supposed to drop sometime in the middle of, I think either the beginning of October or the middle of October. I'm not exactly sure. Basically, when I go on Twitter, I keep, I look at some of the leaks and some of the news and everything for certain games, and I came across this one. And it was like, oh, what's the name? Spider-Man is supposed to be dropping somewhere between October. I was like, I don't know if that's true. I think it's bad. I hope it's not.
Yeah, it's because that's first of all, there's 3 Spider-Man games in 4 years.
Yeah,
that's number 1. Number 2, having only 2 years to put out this one, I would hope that they would spend a little bit more time, at least 3, for that, maybe 4. But yeah, I just think that's not it. Not it.
I hope they don't try to, I mean, look, I mean, they're already delayed the Spider-Man movie, the upcoming Spider-Man movie, the 2023.
Yeah.
That was
Spider-Verse. And there's going to be two of those, right? Is that a 2-part? I think that's a 2-part.
I think I'm not exactly
but I might
sure.
be wrong. I might be wrong.
I think I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's it for me for today. Anything else you want to plug?
No. If you ever want to do like a follow-up, man, just DM me. We'll set it up. You know what I mean? Like a couple weeks to make sure I can clear the schedule for real. But I got you.
Okay, guys, if you guys want to check out XChaseMoney on YouTube, I'll put his links in the description. Yeah, Twitter, right? Well,
yeah.
If you want to follow him on Twitter, it is XChaseMoney. You do have, and I know you have a TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to follow him on TikTok? Matter of fact, I'm gonna put all his links in the description box below. Go show him some love, and can't wait to see your next Incredibles video.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You should have dressed up as Dash, to be honest.
I wanted to. The costume was easier to get for the one I got.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, like I said, you want to check him out. Everything's in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. More videos will be coming up on the way, and I'll see y'all in the next walkthrough. Basically, all right. I'm talk to the camera.
Okay.
Guys, if you've seen it, I previously just did all 3 Max Payne games. So if you guys haven't got a chance to go see it, it's up on the playlist. Every single last one of them is done. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.